This covers the top of the amateur game. Only at level 3 do you start doing Northern Counties or Isthmian League level games, for example. If you've done this all quickly, you can reach level 2 and ref your first National League match after, I don't know, 6 years? After getting enough experience at that level, you can apply to be a referee in the EFL. There's an interview, people watching you do games, and then, if the EFL are happy, you'll be granted a level 1 licence to ref in games in League 2 and above. Now, they don't just say on you go to the Premier League, you have to work your way up through the divisions. Only after years of hard work and refereeing on cold Tuesday nights in Stoke can you be considered to do matches in some of Europe's very best stadiums. Now, who was the youngest to reach the very top? It was actually Michael Oliver. He refed his first Premier League match in 2010 at the tender age of just 25. So if you want to follow in his footsteps, crack on. It'll only take you roughly a decade, thousands of hours of work and an incredibly thick skin. In total, there are 37,000 registered referees across England, but the PGMOL has only deemed 21 good enough for the top flight. That means there's not even a 1 in 1,000 chance you'll even make it in. Obviously, referees can make mistakes, but when you think about it, having a go at them is kind of like slating a brain surgeon.
Good morning, welcome along to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. My name's Shebahn Aherne, alongside former Chelsea and Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Arsenal host Fulham. They look to go 6 points clear at the top ahead of City's clash away to Everton. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta admits the next few games will be a real test of nerve for his squad.
It's a lot of factors. That's something that emotionally, for sure, we have to manage in the right way. But I would put the emphasis more on again, showing that desire, that determination, that hunger that we've shown all season. We have only 4 games to play now, and everything is at stake, so it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, high stakes at both ends of the table. Brentford chase a European dream, whilst West Ham look to pick up a much-needed 3 points in their fight for Premier League survival. West Ham boss Nuno Espirito Santo views today as a massive chance for West Ham to pile the pressure on their relegation rivals.
I think we're being positive and confident that we can handle situation. The boys are doing a good task, but Brentford is is not only the set pieces that they have, because they have a good team and good players.
And it's a monster final day in the EFL. Coventry are already planning for the Premier League, but for Ipswich, Middlesbrough and Cass's beloved Millwall, the dogfight for that final automatic spot starts now. It's juicy ahead of their must-win game against QPR. Ipswich boss Kieran McKenna says his side are ready to get the job done.
You accept the extra adrenaline and tension that comes around the game, but you also try and enjoy it. It's going to be, again, an absolutely wonderful atmosphere in our stadium. It's the 3rd time in 4 years that we've had a home game to try and get promoted. These are special times, and they're special times to enjoy.
So much coming down to today, the final day in the EFL. That's why we love it, and that game is live and exclusive on TalkSport with a 12:30 at kick-off. It's the Weekend Breakfast on TalkSport. Good morning. Hiya.
Hi, Shebahn.
God, I've missed you. How's your week been?
Good. Yeah, no, I've enjoyed my week and looking. I mean, look, obviously Champions League football, but I woke up Monday morning listening to yourself on all the sort of reaction to your marathon run. Well done. Fantastic.
You. Thank
and
you.
You were incredibly emotional. You thanked everybody. It was one of them Ricky Gervais speeches.
It was like I won the Oscar. Best actress. No, I just about stopped crying.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe in the early hours of this morning.
How much do you think it affected your mind? Not that you didn't say anything wrong. I mean, as in because you got so emotional. By the way you spoke.
No, I just think it floored you. It actually floors you.
Oh, right. Okay.
Like that last 6 miles are a real test, and I haven't been tested like that in a long, long time. So, but there's no better feeling than just getting it done. Yeah. That's a good feeling. You know you're going to get it done. That's that. You'll get it done in that day.
You did make me laugh with the voicemail message you sent me.
Give me your money.
I know. I'll give you it this weekend.
Give me your money. No, you don't owe me anything, and you.
No, I do. I owe you something. I told you. I stick with everything I said.
But you didn't have to give me the money because your bet was that if I finish sub 5:30, you'll give me an extra 50 quid.
Yeah.
And I didn't. So I was running around thinking I'm miles off that.
I can't. I've got to give you an extra 50 quid. I say that, Shebahn, because I could tell that you'd given your absolute lot. And anyone who gives their absolute lot deserves something.
Thank you, Cass.
So I'll do that tomorrow, okay?
Give me the cash again because then it's in my pot.
So, it was a great week listening to yourself and then Champions League football. And by the way, just a quick mention, I've got to mention the snooker last night.
Oh, my God.
I must be the saddest person in the world. I watched it all. And I was laughing at first. You know what? You watch it, and it's obviously off the back of Mark Allen and Wu Yiz. I think he pronounced his name. Wu Yiz. They've had this frame that's broke the record, and there's been an incredible reaction to it from Steve Davis. Said it's an embarrassment to snooker, and I'd have gone along with that up until it got actually very funny because the crowd got involved. There was a point when the referee, obviously, there was some. The fans started, or the people in the arena started slow clapping.
Yeah,
and
they
the
were
referee,
like,
yeah.
The ref was like, no fun to be had at the snooker.
Stop enjoying yourself.
This is not about entertainment.
Anyway, so it continued, but it was basically the black got blocked in the pocket, all the reds surrounded it, and it got resolved with Mark Allen literally. Deliberate foul, and there was some amazing snooker afterwards. But I would disagree with look, snooker legend as he is, Steve Davison said it was an embarrassment. It felt like that. I was always watching it. I was going, "Oh, come on, ref, you've got to re-rack. You've got to do it. It's not going to happen." And then it got to a stage when they started cheering, like Wu would roll up from a long distance to the balls, and then Mark Allen would then go for a safety little push shot, and it was just really funny. And I, in the end, just couldn't stop laughing because I just thought it was hilarious.
When I logged on this morning, when I woke up, I was like, "Oh, bet you Cass had been watching that." And then you texting, "Did anybody else stay up for the snooker?" And we were all like, "No, obviously we didn't." And then we watched it back, and when I saw the ref having a hissy about the noise in the room, I thought I couldn't deal with that.
No, it was funny. And I felt a bit for the ref because Mark Allen had a 30-point lead and he obviously didn't want to give that up. So he wants to take it right to... But there was some great snooker towards the end of the frame as well when they actually resolved the issue of the black where Mark Allen just deliberately pointed the black. But it was very, very... It's been described as 100 farcical minutes. Well, it was, but it was also... This is going to be remembered forever, this particular frame.
Exactly.
The 14th frame.
You'll always remember that moment in snooker, that's for sure. Interesting one. It's all over the place this morning as well if you are just waking up. Cass stayed up to watch the whole thing. Huge day coming up today in the EFL. It's the last one, the last day to come. Drama ahead as well. Who's up, who's down, who'll be in the playoffs? It'll be a nail-biting weekend on TalkSport.
Onyeka sliding it through. Mason Clark! That will round it off in style! And that's why they're champions! That's why they're heading back to the Premier League!
Special year, crowned off and topped off at home with and lifting the cup. Great, mate.
There's always things to sort out
in the final weeks, and indeed the final day, and the final seconds of final day can bring drama.
It's been a challenging season. I know how hard we've had to fight to be in this position.
And Ipswich take one step, 1 point closer to getting back to the Premier League at the first time of asking.
Into the bottom corner. It's a brilliant finish from Josh Coburn, who throws himself towards the Millwall fans.
We've just got to focus, put everyone into the game like we did against the QPR, which was a great result for us, and go and try and attack the match.
Pulls it back, big chance, Whittaker scores again! Borough on fire at the Riverside! And here is Leo Cienza, he's in, he scored, it is 1-0 Southampton. Classic counter-attack.
This is why we love the business end of the EFL season.
Very nervy final day is ahead for Wrexham. They keep their place in the playoffs, but by the skin of their teeth.
Play back to the edge of the area. Liam Miller finds McBurney in space. 2-2. Oh, what a winner! What a winner! Jayden Bennell! That is a goal that keeps Derby's playoff hopes alive.
Anything can happen. We know, we've learned to expect that over the years here on the TalkSport network.
Oh, that's brilliant. I love that. Championship final day kicks off at 12:30. Well, League 1 and 2 wrap up at 3 o'clock. We'll get into the lower league a little bit later, but the Championship alone, so much drama ahead today. Obviously, Coventry have won it. The 3 relegated teams also guaranteed. That's Oxford, Leicester and Sheffield Wednesday. 3 teams could still be promoted automatically today: Ipswich, Millwall and Middlesbrough. You're hoping that Ipswich do you a favour, Cass, for Millwall to get that automatic promotion spot.
Yeah, and look, Millwall's massively overachieved this season. I'm there today, Shebahn. And, yeah, look, Ipswich have deserved the right to be where they are. They've got a good squad. They've, a Premier League team going back to the season before. Millwall, by the way, in 3 of the last 4 promotions, they've failed, via the playoffs. But they've been involved. Yeah. They've just failed. So Millwall have massively overachieved. And this year they've got an opportunity of getting promotion, whether it's automatic or through the playoffs, which is a great achievement.
So Ipswich will definitely go up if they beat QPR at home. If they draw or lose, Millwall could be promoted if they win. If Ipswich win, if Ipswich and Millwall both lose, that opens the door for the outsiders, Middlesbrough, who must win at Wrexham and hope the others lose as well. So
well, Wrexham have got to win as well, so that's a humdinger up there, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Wrexham having to play... have to play Middlesbrough in the final game. And obviously, they're just in front of Howe and Derby, who have both got an opportunity as well, Shebahn.
Wrexham, Hull or Derby will secure the final spot depending on today's results. There's a lot.
I'm excited today.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't count to 10, so good luck, everyone. By the way, 12:30 today, Ipswich QPR live on TalkSport, and then Wrexham Middlesbrough is going to be on TalkSport too. You up for it? You up for that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Have you been in this situation as a player yourself?
Yes, yeah.
What's it like? Is it different?
Well, it's nerve-wracking, but because you've got one ear to, you're in when you're playing, you do sense that something, and sometimes you get misinformation that goes through in the ground. That happens. But yeah, I've been there. I was a World Cup qualifier with Republic of Ireland. Spain were playing Denmark. Spain had to beat Denmark, and we had to. Obviously, we had a draw in Northern Ireland, but if we'd won, we'd have got automatic, but we didn't. We drew. But we had to wait for the end of the Spain versus, who did I say again? Denmark result to come through. But also at club football, I've been there. And it's nerve-wracking, and you get caught up with not the noise from the terraces or from your... Because, also your coaching staff and the players who are subs, they're getting fed all information as well. So sometimes they'll be running down the line, warming up and telling you, like, they're still losing or they're winning. You could keep, trying to encourage you. But you certainly knew when it was going wrong as well.
Right. What, you just...
Silence.
Okay.
The silence spoke volumes. It just did. There was silence. You could see, you'd look at the bench and you'd see, and there'd be no reaction, and there would be some glum faces, but not being said, but it's that way.
Yeah. Let us know which team you're heading to today, what ground you're going to. 8, 10, 89, the EFL. It's a cracker for you today. We've got full coverage of the final day, 11 o'clock on TalkSport live from Portman Road, to see if Ipswich can secure automatic promotion with a win at home to QPR. TalkSport 2, we're at the racecourse for that crucial clash between Wrexham and Middlesbrough. We'll go wherever the story is today, and then after the Championship is wrapped up, we've got final day in League 1 and League 2, and then Adrian Durham GameDay live from 2:30. All of the goals as they go in. Best way to stay across it, download the TalkSport app and take us anywhere with you today. It's a big one, baby. Coming up next, we'll look ahead to today's Premier League action. Huge games at the top and bottom on the weekend breakfast on TalkSport in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter, working with you.
So, we'll talk Watford in a moment because you two have got a common interest in that. But let's talk Manchester United manager for a moment. Do you think Michael Carrick is a shoo-in now? Should he be a shoo-in?
Probably, yeah, probably. I think his job was to come in, settle it all down, get them playing with a bit more confidence, a bit more freedom, and I think that's exactly what he's done. And I think if you try and look at some of the alternatives, I just would struggle to see who could get a better tune out of Manchester United. They've got a good team, Man United. They've got good players. It's just about getting them out there and not worrying about the weight of playing for Manchester United, and that's what Carrick has done. So I just think it's a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you do it now?
I mean, you know, their expectations at the start of the season, Sean. You know, the maximum expectation or hope would have been Champions League. So he's achieved that. What more could he have done?
Yeah, no, I agree. And you know, what Ben was saying there, I mean, you get put in the role. I mean, I got a bit of stick. I did with Keno their podcast, and I said about Amaron, I said, well, if you simplified, did a 4-4-2, I'm sure win more games. And Carrick's gone in there and he has simplified it. He's got the round pegs in round holes. They've signed some really good players before he took over. But he's gone in, it seems to me, from the outside, he's gone in, simplified it. You know, brought a bit more of a structure to it, a simple structure. And it seems to me, Jeff, this is from the outside, by the way, I must make that clear, but it seems to me, you know, give them a framework to work from. They've got very good players anyway, and it seems to be a bit more freedom in what they're trying to do.
Hello and welcome to TalkSport Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
What can I say except you're welcome? For the tides, the sun, the sky. Hey, it's okay, you're welcome. I'm just an ordinary demigod. Hey, what has two thumbs and hold up the sky?
When you
So tell me, what's the
this
connection?
guy. Right, you must know who this is. You have a 10-year-old son.
Yeah, I do.
At him, yo.
No.
Oh, what a great song that is. You don't know who it is?
No, I don't. It's catchy, but I don't know.
This is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh, right, okay.
From Moana.
Oh, yeah, okay.
When he was the demigod.
Yeah. Well, now I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Apparently our friend
Moana,
Scott
I've seen one.
does the whole rap.
Isn't that a few of them as well, though, Moana, isn't there?
There's two?
Two?
My kids love Moana 1. In fact, we've not watched that in ages, have we?
Yeah, I have seen
Offer
them.
that up.
But I totally forgot. I didn't know it was The Rock.
It's his birthday today.
I've got to guess he's got to be in his 50s.
Yeah.
54?
Yes.
Really?
You're looking at your... No, you're not.
I'm not. I haven't got it on there. Look, that's all the football matches today.
All right,
I'm not cheat. Are you accusing me of cheat?
Take the rest of the day off. You won it, fair and square.
Well, I knew he was in his 50s, but...
So when I was young and grown up and I used to try and execute the eyebrow. You know, the Rock eyebrow?
Yeah.
Can you do it?
No.
Can you smell
All I
what the Rock is cooking?
Oh, dear.
No.
You said to me you weren't very active today.
I know. This is me being calm. I'm not feeling great. Here we are. Full of beans. It's also David Beckham's birthday today. He's 51.
Yeah, I was going to say he's not as old.
There was a debate yesterday in the office. Who's more famous, Bex or The Rock?
No, I would say Bex, but so your opinion is. I mean, they're both legendary in their own right. Yeah,
damn right. Yeah.
I would say Beckham probably. But then if you took it in America, because America, from my experience of when I was there and we played in World Cup, that very few people knew soccer players.
Right.
Very few, and I'm talking legends in the game. They were so entrenched in their American football, their basketball, baseball, soccer. But obviously that would have changed to a degree.
Well, if you put it down to Instagram, The Rock is more famous.
All right. Okay.
390 million followers. He's probably paying for them. I'm joking. And David Beckham, Sam, how many did you say he had? 88 million. Oh, by a long way.
Yeah,
The Rock is more famous.
That's fourfold.
Yeah. Fair play, The Rock. You'll go far. By the way, the latest episodes of 21
What's
Minutes.
that worth? Can you put a pound sign on that? Is there a...
What,
you know
followers?
they say how many followers you get. 1 million gets you so much in earning capacity.
Well,
What
I would say in
400 million?
their world, it would get them brand deals worth a lot more because they reach a lot more people. So, like, I've got 390 million followers. I imagine your brand deals are nuts.
I know. Because I try and relate the two.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
How
What does it
many
mean?
followers does it mean to how much money it sort of returns?
Oh, I see.
Do you see what I mean?
I love that sure way of getting onto Instagram. How much
No,
money can I
I'm not
make?
going on.
How much money can I make in this?
No, I just wondered out of curiosity. That's all.
No, it's a good one. By the way, in the latest episode of Absolute Randomness, 21 Minutes to Go with Andy Goldstein and Jason Cundy, it's available now. There's a good Beatles story. Cundy has yet more tech drama, plus they dive into the bizarre world of surnames. Turns out Goldstein comes from a long line of, a name we can't repeat on air.
You won't actually believe my mum's maiden name.
Well, try me.
No, you won't.
Okay.
Her actual surname, Lip. I swear on my life. I can phone my mum now and go, what's your actual surname? Do you want me to phone her now?
Do it.
Hello?
Hello, Mum, you all right?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm just recording a podcast with Jason.
Yeah?
Your actual real life original surname is what? There you go. Thanks, Mum. Love you lots.
No, you're embarrassing me.
Okay. You're embarrassing me. I love you lots. See you later.
Very funny.
That's a good one.
Well, there are a number of people that have changed it. Do you know legendary John Cleese? Mm-hmm. You know his surname is?
No.
Real one. It was Cheese. John Cleese.
Cheese.
John Cheese.
I think I prefer John Cheese.
It was a cheese.
Oh.
Yeah. But there's loads of them out there. So many people change their names.
Do you know my maiden name?
Well, no, I haven't got a clue.
Little John.
Little John. Any relation to the Little John, the columnist?
See, you just took me back to high school.
Little John.
So when I got married, I was like, yeah, I'll take a hair.
Yeah.
Because it's,
Yeah.
I mean, I love being a Little
Shebahn
John.
Little
John, yeah.
So a middle name in there?
Patricia.
Yeah.
Little John, yeah.
Yeah, that's quite nice.
And then when I was at high school, you know, Lil John got the beat to make your booty go. Ooh. That was my take that in the
We got to do surnames. People with silly
random surnames.
Oh,
Go
say
on then.
Random, yeah. Say silly because that's some
Silly surnames. Little John's up there.
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
fair. Like Robin Hood and Little John running. It brings it all back. You're not that original. 81089. And don't forget, Andy Goldstein and Jason Cundy, 21 Minutes to Go is available wherever you get your podcast. Do you want to talk about the football or will we keep doing random surnames?
I know we've gone off the track, the beaten track today. Can I give another beaten track mention?
Yeah.
Sorry to go back up again, but I've got this Millwall shirt here that is a sort of, how old would you say that this Millwall shirt is?
30-year.
No, not old as in the. I mean, for someone the age-wise, it would fit. A 14-year-old, 12-year-old.
I think older, Cass.
Oh, older, maybe.
15.
Yeah,
I'm going
so
15.
it probably would fit yourself. But look, if Millwall get automatic, this is signed by me and Sheringham a while back. My friend bought this in an auction, then said to me one day, you can donate to anyone you want.
Oh.
So I've kept this shirt, and if Millwall ever get promoted, I've said I will give this shirt to the best Millwall caller. With me and Teddy had already signed it. So whether it's automatic or whether they go through the playoffs, if they get promoted, I'm going to give this shirt over to a Millwall fan.
That's nice.
For whether it's their daughter, their grandson, their boy,
Or
you know,
to frame it, put it up on the wall.
Yeah, it's by me and Teddy. So yeah, have a look at that.
That's lovely.
Shirt.
If you're watching on the Smart TV or the YouTube channel, you'll see Cass presenting the shirt now.
Yeah, and
but
that's going to
you're
be.
going to give that away tomorrow, right?
Well, no, because if they don't get automatic, if Ipswich get a result against QPR today, then they're not promoted. It's only when Millwall get promoted.
Okay.
That's what I kept it for. My mate his son was a Millwall fan and whatever, and obviously they haven't been promoted since I was there.
Yeah.
I'm going back a long time. So
best Millwall caller story, loyal.
Whatever, yeah. I'm just, whether it's automatic tomorrow or whether it's through the playoffs, if they get promoted, I'm going to give that shirt away.
Okay. 0371.
Signed by me and Ted. So
223344 is the number. Do you want me to sign it as well? No.
No. Okay, cool. You didn't play up front with us, did you?
Little John?
Little John. Sheringham, Little John and Cascarino.
That's an absolute stacked front three. I like that. By the way, Arsenal...
You're the nippy winger.
Little John, here she goes.
Hey, you've done a marathon. We haven't. Us two haven't.
This is true, but there's still time. Arsenal, by the way, host Fulham today. That's the 5:30 game. They're looking to extend their lead at the top to 6 points, because then, of course, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, it's Everton, Manchester City. Just looking quickly at the back pages. First, art, then history. Mikel's class driven by dreams. He's saying that they have to enjoy and relish the chance to make history. They have to embrace it. You feeling confident for Arsenal today? Because Fulham are a great side.
Well, yeah, but this is the games you want. You want a home game against a team. Yes, they've still got a European option in there, but you should be able to beat it. And that's all you can ask for. Now, they had a good result in midweek. You know, the game in Atletico in Madrid, I thought that first half they'd done really well. Okay, we all got sort of bamboozled by the game the night before, didn't we? The PSG Bayern game.
Yeah.
We've gone through, by the way, 27 minutes without even mentioning that game.
No, I know.
But anyway, so Arsenal are in a good position. Man City don't play till Monday, I think. Is it Monday night they play? Yeah. So, they've got an opportunity to make that gap bigger. And you've got to get a victory. And hopefully for them, if they're going to win the title, I think it's not... goal difference could really play a big part this season. Yeah. So... they've got to try and get goals.
Updates from 3 o'clock. Adrian Durham on GameDay Live. Arsenal Fulham will go into the GameDay phone-in from 5:30. And Villa Spurs, of course, TalkSport at 7 o'clock on Sunday night. There's a lot to look ahead to this weekend. Oh my God, you're sending in your surnames, your weird surnames. We could just do a show about this.
I know a few from a book. I got a book years ago, and it was the world's sort of crazy surnames. I remember reading some of them. No, there's some really... Obviously, you've got to be careful, because some will be crude.
Okay, we'll do the clean ones for you next. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast on TalkSport. Coming up, we'll head for League 2. Swindon or Chesterfield will make the playoffs. They play each other on the final day. We'll look ahead to that one next. Good morning.
Hey, Jay Tracey, how are you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Love it to see you. You look great today, if you don't mind.
You as well, you know.
That's very kind of you.
We're the same stylist.
Have you?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
We're part of an agency, which is something, you know.
Yeah, we were very close to wearing the same.
Were you?
Yeah.
I was going to wear that. No, I was going to wear that. And instead of my hair like this, I was going to do my hair like that.
I was going to do my hair like that as well.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Good. Are you good? Are you well?
Yeah, I'm chilling, man. I'm very well.
Is that your own little brand then?
I wish it was my brand.
Oh,
This is
okay.
Adidas.
Why is it double Adidas?
Oh, it's a secret, special Adidas.
Can I get them? Can normal people
Yeah,
get
of course, normal people. Hear this guy, man.
Yeah.
No, I didn't mean me. I mean other people listening.
Oh, sorry. Cheeky.
What have you been up to? Last time we saw you was about 2 weeks ago.
Chilling. Today, I went by the Adidas office, got some bits, got some clobber, so I can look good for you lot.
Can we do that?
Of course you can.
How do we do that?
Of course you can. I'll put you in touch with a guy. I know a guy.
That's nice.
And then, came to see you guys, and I got a song dropping after this, so a busy day.
Oh, after this?
Yeah.
Literally, after this is aired, the song will come out an hour after this.
Why is it not being aired on this show?
Why can't we play it?
Yeah.
Boys, listen. We can text each other unreleased songs, and we'll do all that. You know what I'm saying? You get the first preview. Yeah, but next time, definitely next time.
No. You listen. We want it on our show. Has one network got it? The first play of it?
No, they don't. I don't know who has it actually. To be honest,
have you got it on your phone?
I do have it on my phone.
Can we play it?
It might be some profanity in there, so I don't want to get you in trouble.
Joe's fine.
Right, you like the name of the song though? The song's called Charisma.
Oh, I like that.
Has you read about me?
Charisma the footballer.
Oh,
that's the one.
We make charisma.
No, because then it would be charisma.
You know the Travella. You know the
yeah. On the outside the boot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rude.
wow, okay.
Could you do that?
Outside the boot.
Can you do that?
Yeah. Not. I can't do the whole. I can do outside the boot.
Not in these shoes.
Could you score like that?
Oh no, he's outside the foot. It's different.
Different, isn't it? Different.
What reason? No reason? Ah, I'm a believer.
Yeah.
This makes me think of Shrek.
Yeah, but this is another band. It's not because originally was the Monkeys.
Is this not the Monkeys?
No. Then I saw
This is Shrek.
Who is it?
The one from Shrek.
Oh, right, Shrek. Yeah, I was going to say, the original was Monkeys. Davy Jones, the lead singer, was English.
You know, Shrek has a really good soundtrack, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, Great voiceovers. Eddie Murphy's on Trek, isn't he?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Absolutely. Yeah. Good morning. It's the Weekend Breakfast here on TalkSport. Shebahn Aherne and former Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino. Andy Goldstein and Jason Cundy's podcast. They talk about weird second names.
This is a minefield, Shebahn.
Sam,
I'm warning you. I haven't
that.
seen
Just
one of
move
them.
on. Right, okay, so let me just start. Let me say, my daughter's married name is Sunshine.
Sunshine?
That's
yeah.
really cute,
That's
isn't
nice.
it?
Yeah, lovely.
When I was a cricketer at High Wycombe Cricket Club, my first captain was called Tom Overthrow. That's quite good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here's another one. I won't hear this because I'm about to what my surname constantly get used to. Nananai. It can't be.
Nananai.
Our surname is Wardroper. That's not great. My mum's maiden name is Shuffle. That's a great.
Will Shuffle.
Will Shuffle. That's good. I still think mine's is there. Some of these are brilliant, but we can't read them out. Mick and Swindon, your one gave me a tickle. I'll read it to Cass in the next break. Some of your other headlines this morning. Mark Allen and Reece, don't know if you've heard this, played the longest frame in the Crucible history during the second session of the World Championship semi-final, lasting 100 minutes and 21 seconds. Cass watched it all. He said it was brilliant. McLaren's Lando Norris became the first driver to beat Mercedes in qualifying this year with sprint pole at the Miami Grand Prix, and Leeds took on Burnley at Elland Road last night. It ended 3-1. It was live on TalkSport.
Shot from distance and it's gone in. What a strike. Anton Stagg from nearly 30 yards out has hit it first time. Dubravka couldn't get there. Not good news to Spurs or West Ham.
Calvert-Lewin, support arrival with Bogle. Oh, what a back heel. Bogle's into the box, crosses it to the far post. Late score. Okafor with a goal. What a wonderful goal.
Robert Calvert-Lewin, this is sensational forward play. He looks like he's trapped, and it's a wonderful back heel.
It'll fall to Tanaka on his right foot, hits it, seen late and turned in. Leeds have got a third goal. Calvert-Lewin who reels away in celebration. Over with a shot, and this time he lashes it in. That's a great strike. Lovely counter-attack from Burnley. Nothing Darlow can do about this. The full-time whistle. Leeds 3, Burnley 1, and Leeds United are now 9 points away from the drop zone. The pressure mounts on Spurs, West Ham and Nottingham Forest, and now Newcastle, who are all below Daniel Farke's side.
You like a bit of that cast?
Oh, yeah. Mark Wilson with his rugby league sort of commentating feel is great. Yeah. It's great. It really is. And by the way, I've got to give a couple of mentions to Anton Stagg's goal. What a strike that was. But the second goal, Shebahn, where Calvert-Lewin makes a run down the wing, and he's facing the stand. But the ball, he's got to play the ball sort of backwards. He back heels it to Bogle.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and it's a great little move. And Bogle then dinks it to the far post for Okafor. What a great goal. It was one of them, just lifted the stadium immediately. It was a great goal. And a big win for Leeds. Now they're completely safe, obviously.
Yeah. Safest houses in the Premier League are Leeds. Brilliant result for them, beating Burnley 3-1 last night live on TalkSport. And it's time now for this. Trips of the week takes us to Swindon this week. Ian Holloway's side face a winner-takes-all last-day clash against playoff rivals Chesterfield in the battle to finish in the top 7 in League 2. Chesterfield are 7th, 1 point ahead of Swindon in 8th, and the two face each other at the county ground on the final day. One man for last day of the season winner-takes-all shootouts is our reporter Chris Howe. Chris was at the game last week for York's dramatic last-minute equaliser against Rochdale to send them up to National League. He'll just about have any hair left on his head. We can catch up with him now. Good morning, Chris. How are you?
Hi, Chris.
Good morning, Shebahn, and good morning.
Your hair looks great. Your hair's fine. You've not been pulling it out.
Hey, before we start, I just want to firstly say congratulations, Shebahn, on your amazing effort. 26.2 miles last weekend.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it.
And also, I listen to you guys every Saturday because often I've got an early start, as do many football fans going around the country, and you guys set it up perfectly every Saturday. So well done to you guys.
Thank you, Chris.
Chris, 10 are coming your way. Thank you, sir.
Chris, let's talk about the football, because obviously the Swindon Chesterfield match, and there's a lot hanging in it. I mean, look, Swindon have been on a bit of a funny run. Ian Holloway's team have sort of just not be able to find a way over the line. Do you think they can do that today against Chesterfield, who are one of the teams that always in League Two, because they're a side that always get good attendances, watch them, they always get good backing. So it's a real toughie for them, even though they're at home.
You're spot on, Tony. They've only taken 1 point from the last 3 games, Swindon Town. So I heard Ian Holloway speak just over the last 24 hours or so, and basically he said that the wheels have come off, which is quite something to say going into this final game of the season. But basically he said the wheels just need to go back on the bus for one final game, limp over the line. And last Saturday, on behalf of our listeners of the world's greatest radio station, a privilege to be at Rochdale against York, relaying that extraordinary drama. And this one at Swindon today, although not exactly the same, I think it's got a similar type of energy, a similar type of all or nothing, winner takes all type energy. And the whole season comes down to this. And as you rightly said at the start, Chesterfield only need a draw. Swindon need to win. And of course, it's also between two of English football's most quirky and unconventional and colourful characters, Ian Holloway and Paul Cook, who obviously managed Swindon and Chesterfield respectively. So it will be dramatic, I'm sure it will, and it's an absolute privilege to be there once again. It was last Saturday, and it always is, but particularly at the business end of the season. And it'll be a full county ground in Wiltshire.
Yeah. And Chris, look, we've seen the Aguero moments in the Premier League and other clubs at the top flight. We also know it happens lower down. And like you said, with York last week at Rochdale, this is every possibility there's something dramatic, because once you get to injury time and it's still hanging in a balance, teams take incredible risks to try and get over that line.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that game last week, York went into it with 107 points. Rochdale went into it on 105 points. Obviously, the game was drawn, which means that Rochdale this weekend start their playoff quest semi-final at home to Scunthorpe, and they finished the season on 106 points, which obviously adds much fuel to that argument that the National League should have more representation and 3 up, 3 down with the Football League, because it really does feel very sore on Rochdale, the fact that they've finished with 106 points, yet they've ended up in the playoffs. But it was an extraordinary Saturday, and I kept using that. And it was, apart from unbelievable, which we know is used by a good friend of ours in broadcasting, but extraordinary was the word that just came back to me all the time, because I have never seen a game like that, where we were actually almost into the 6th minute of 6 minutes added on. And Rochdale got that really late goal through Manny Disaroway at the back post, heading home. The Rochdale fans came onto the pitch, and it took some time to get them off. And I think there was probably only about 55 seconds or so actually left of that 6 minutes. But obviously, when you have a pitch invasion, the referee always adds a little bit more time on. And in that additional time, Josh Stones appeared at the back post. The ball, did it sneak over the line? Probably only just. But they didn't care. Neither did the manager, Stuart Maynard, when I spoke to him, or Josh Stones after the game. And it was funny, Josh Stones jumped into the car with me in the car park very quickly, because I was just lining him up for a couple of Talk Sport programmes in the week. And he'd already had a couple of drinks, and it was so funny seeing him with Ali McCoist and Andy Townsend on Monday. They really had enjoyed themselves.
Yeah. You mentioned the two managers, Paul Cook and obviously Ian Holloway. I don't know if this is a good or bad thing, but Ian Holloway's got a touchline ban, so he's in the stands. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, Chris?
Do you know something? I'd always want Ian Holloway as close to the pitch as possible and in the trenches, because my hometown is Blackpool, and he did a miracle with Blackpool back in 2010, guiding our team up to the Premier League. And I know from his first game in charge, because I was there when he returned to Swindon Town, and he actually didn't officially have a place on the bench because he wasn't officially registered as a manager. But he decided to take up a seat right behind the dugout. and the players were actually coming over to him, even though he was actually sat in the stands. He just has that magic about him, does Ian Holloway. He has an energy which is just unbelievable, and he has the ability to make people run through brick walls and just do things that they wouldn't normally do. I think it will be a miss for Swindon Town today. And on the other hand, you've got Paul Cook, who has had a fantastic career at places like Accrington, and he's had great success at Chesterfield. And it really just, a whole season comes down to this, 90 minutes and a coveted place in the Football League playoffs, up for grabs, and only one can survive.
Can't wait. Chris, you've set it up perfectly for us this morning. Thank you very much. Good luck at that one today. Hopefully you've got a voice left tomorrow, okay?
Cheers, Chris.
Have a great day, guys.
All the best. See, that's Chris Hull, our reporter there. We're sending him to Swindon, Chesterfield. That's this afternoon, 3 o'clock, all part of our Game Day live coverage. A very exciting day there. Commentary of Exeter Bradford from League One is on TalkSport 2 after. We've brought you the last day from the Championship at 12:30. You still with me? Coverage gets underway at 11. For Ipswich QPR on TalkSport, that's at 12:30. And then Wrexham Middlesbrough is on TalkSport 2. It's a big day. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast on TalkSport. Stay with us. Coming up next, we'll get this morning's back pages of the newspapers.
Sam and Jordan singing your praises. That's
Yeah,
nice. He
very
doesn't
nice.
do that with many people, mate. He really doesn't.
I always have a little spar. Have a little sparring match.
Look, I mean, Burnley have got to have a great chance of bouncing straight back next season again. And at the moment, the bookies have got Stephen Gerrard and Craig Bellamy both in the frame. What are your thoughts?
Well, Craig Bellamy obviously worked under Vincent Company there, so he'll know the people involved and, you know, the ownership and the likes and the feel of the club. Stevie G, I mean, look, you know, does he want to go back in at that level? Does he want to? I mean, it's only an hour and a quarter from where he's from. I mean, if you're going to do it like Frank has at Coventry, go into a good concern, and that is a good concern. There's no, I mean, I question the idea of doing the same model and it not working, but that doesn't mean that in the Championship they've got it wrong. Because let's face it, they've gone straight back up again. So I do think there'll be money available. I do think they'll retain some good players there. Certainly, with all due respect, Championship players who know the Championship, who can do the job in the Championship. And they might bounce back stronger. So I get why that would be an attractive proposition even for Stevie G. I know he's a world famous player and stuff, but he's up and down with the management thing. Been over in Qatar, obviously. A lot made of that. Comes back. Is he ready to go again? And a good platform for him, I feel. I'm bound to say that. I'm biased towards Burnley, of course, from my time there. But I do think it's a good club, a really, really good fan base. I don't think the fans are carried away with that. Well, they certainly weren't. They were very, very honest with the situation. Demand will be high, but not silly high. You know, there'll be a demand, can we go back up, of course, from the fans, but it won't be crazy.
Hello and welcome to TalkSport Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How did you get to that conclusion?
That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
And you're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on TalkSport. My name's Shebahn Aherne alongside Bromley's finest, former Millwall striker Tony Cascarino. Here's what's coming up for you on TalkSport today. Massive day. Doesn't get any bigger than this. After us, Max and Charlie bring you the warm-up from 9 o'clock, and then it's coverage from the last day of the Championship at 11 o'clock. Ipswich QPR is on TalkSport. Wrexham Middlesbrough is over on TalkSport 2 from 12:30. Cass will be at Millwall as well. He's hoping they're going to take that automatic promotion place. But all Ipswich have to do is beat QPR. Adrian Durham brings you all of the goals as they go in from the Premier League, up the road and beyond. GameDay live from 2:30, including Brentford West Ham. Exeter Bradford is over on TalkSport 2. And then the GameDay phone-in with Jamie and Jason is at 5:30. They're taking all of your calls. Also the updates on Arsenal, Fulham as well. Ollie Klink is in for Rory Jennings at 7:30. And then the day rounds off with Fight Night at 9 o'clock. Huge day here. Stay with us on TalkSport to keep across it all. Let's do this.
Yes.
Lambs.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sam Stephen.
How are we doing?
Yeah, good.
Yes,
good.
Cass, you nervous energy for today?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, look, it's the final day of the season and a lot at stake, and it's keeping it together. The one hope I can give, look, Ipswich deserve where they are at the moment. They've got a good side there. I saw the Ipswich Millwall game. They were terrific, and Millwall ended up making a real fist of it in the second half at Portman Road. Really good game. QPR have won their last 4 games of the season. In the previous 4 seasons, they've won their last game.
Interesting.
So hopefully they might do Millwall a bit of a favour. But a lot of Ipswich fans will be listening. They know it's in their hands. It's nothing you can do.
And if it's not dramatic enough, you've got to spend the afternoon with Ollie Klink this afternoon.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Really
it should
am.
be tremendous.
What, the Ollie Klink bit, or?
Yeah, Ollie's a lovely lad.
See, Ollie's been in touch. He's not looking forward to being with you. He's like, what's he like? Is he all right to work with? I'm like, yeah, he's all right.
By the way,
I'm joking. None of that happened.
just before we get stuck into that page, just a little quick update. I'm wifeless again this week. I'm not to say that she's not left me, but she has gone back to Australia.
No.
So
back
this week
for long
until August. Yeah, that's the final stint now.
Okay.
So she's
Left
back
you,
for a while.
sorry.
Yeah. That's it,
Well,
yeah.
that happened quickly because she was here and then
I
it's
know.
like, right, that's it, you're gone.
Yeah, that's it.
She had enough of you already.
She whipped off quickly. Exactly. Yeah.
What'd
Yeah,
she whip
was
off?
sick of me. Tremendous.
Anyway, go on.
Then what happened?
Let's carry on the Millwall loving, shall we? Troy Deeney in the Ton this morning saying, I loved it at Millwall, but just imagine pampered Prem stars going there. I think there is a little bit of a view about this. I mean, there's obviously some an element of caution about some of the associations of Millwall and what might happen if they get to the Premier League. But there's also an element of it's a bit of a throwback, isn't it? And I think Troy's talking about this in the paper today. With football more sterile than it has ever been, we should all be willing Millwall to get to the Premier League. Automatic promotion is still within their reach, and while Ipswich are in the driving seat for second place going into the final day, it would be great to see them break the mould in the top flight. The Lions have a certain stigma about them, a reputation that at times has been well earned, but I played against them more than any other club in my career, and whether as a player or a pundit, I loved going to the Den. It's a hostile place. The Millwall cry is intimidating for any player, but I always saw the stick their fans gave me as a sign of respect. Gianfranco Zola once told me that the second people stop screaming at you, they're no longer any good. Some of these mollycoddled Prem players should be going there now. Wow, we should all be here for that. So, Troy making the point that, you know, I think it's a case of you go to Millwall, you stand up and be counted, right? And maybe there is an element of that some of these Premier League players might be put in their place a little bit.
Yeah, well, look, I'd take it a step further and go, I played when they were at the old Den, and that was even more intimidating. I went there as, going to watch Millwall as a kid. It was my local team. And it was frightening at times, and some was not good. And the club are well aware of that. They've done an incredible job, keeping it together, keeping that raw, toxic atmosphere together, but also not going too far.
That's it.
And that's the line in the sand with Millwall. But it can be brilliant. South American football is, and I've heard many people talk about South American football, about how toxic the atmosphere can be and quite intimidating. Well, Millwall's a bit like that, but there are other teams. And funny enough, Troy talks. His Birmingham City are quite a lively lot, aren't they, as well? So he's well versed on why he loves it, because he's a Birmingham City fan. He knows the passion that Birmingham City fans have. I witnessed that when I was at the Villa.
Troy, he's one of those players who can handle himself,
yes.
Right? Yeah. He talks about even doing your warm-ups at the Den can test your character. The first time I got up, a few of them called me a fat bee.
Should have laughed.
He was lucky.
I mean, and he's not a bee.
No. Well, obviously not. But look, there's some bad that comes along, with the Millwall issue. But I agree. They're a bit of a throwback to going, if they go in the Premier League like we did, and it was an absolute joyride. And the fans, by the way, when we were in the top flight, behaved themselves.
Yeah.
There was no issue. I don't remember a massive issue when we were in the top flight.
Yeah.
They went home and away to Anfield, Man United, everywhere.
Yeah.
There wasn't an issue.
I think that's what we want to see. We keep talking week in, week out about how sanitised the game is. You want to see a team like that just throwing a few into.
Yeah, and they have, Simon Jordan was on in midweek talking about the rivalry with Crystal Palace, and but he also said he loved it.
Yeah.
It was different. That's what we're talking about.
But to even be in this position with the challenges of there's so many London clubs all squabbling for position, some with much higher budgets. It's a remarkable testament to what they've been this season, isn't it? Really, so close.
Sam, they were in the bottom 6 of budgets in the Championship, and the last few years they've been in that playoff position and not quite got over the line. It's a club that's totally overachieving, and let's see how it goes today.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's move on to Spurs. They play tomorrow against Aston Villa live on TalkSport 7:00 at Villa Park. But there's a really interesting piece in the paper this morning from Tom Allnut, writing in the Times. Yeah, what's behind the injury crisis that may relegate Spurs? It's quite a long piece, in depth about some of the details behind exactly what's happening at Spurs. But Tom makes some interesting points here. He says, when Tottenham last had fewer than 7 players out injured in mid-January, they were still 13 points above the relegation zone in 14th place. Since then, their number of injured absentees for each league game has been, get this right, 7, 10, 10, 10, 10, 9, 10, 11, 7, 7, 9, 9, and as it stands this week, 11.
Is that your phone number?
Yeah, there we go. Baffling with numbers. According to PremierInjuries.com, Tottenham are top of the table this season, both for incidents when a player missed at least one league game and days return to play. I mean, if Spurs do go down, Cass, there has to be a massive inquiry about this, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because it has cost them. It's literally cost them league position.
Yeah, it has. And it also, by the way, there's going to be an inquiry at Arsenal as well because of the injuries they've had. And could that cost them the title of Champions League, possible champions? So, there's 2 North London clubs there who are looking at the crisis of injuries that they've both endured. And it's a strange one. Tottenham's been really severe, though. It just feels like they've just got, every week I've gone there, there's so many out. The list is endless.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sam, thank you very much. Sam Stevens there. Hope you have a comfortable week alone. We'll be thinking of you, though. We will.
Will you?
Yeah.
Does
I hate that
your
you're alone
missus has
again.
gone back today, did you say?
No, she went back in the week. Yeah.
Oh, in the back.
Is she back there now then? Is she
Yeah,
landed?
she's back now. Yeah, she's she's working tonight. Yeah.
God, life comes at you fast, doesn't it?
Doesn't it ever? Yeah. Unbelievable stuff.
Okay, sorry to end on that flat note. Coming up for you, we'll get stuck into the drama in the EFL today. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast on TalkSport in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more.
Frank, I want to move on to a player that you give his debut for Chelsea, Reece James. How important is he for Chelsea and also for the World Cup in the summer?
Yeah, Reece, what an incredible player, an incredible lad. I've been really pleased with how he's taken to the captaincy there as well, because I think from afar, I feel like I've seen him grow into that position, because he was always quite a quiet lad, Reece. Kept his thoughts to himself, but when you did speak to him, he was very articulate. But the quality level, Gabby, I mean, when I first went to Chelsea, I had a good understanding of the academy because of the lads that were working with me. But to see his talent levels, I mean, I've never seen someone who gets a 70-yard crossfielder and just brings it down in his chest and then can do whatever he wants to the ball. It's a really incredible technique. But his whole game that he's got now, pace and power and the quality levels. So, yeah, massively important for Chelsea. You see that when he's not playing. He's managed to play more regularly this season, which has been great, but obviously out recently. And, yeah, without picking Thomas's squad for him or his team, I think Reece James is one of the best right backs in the world, without a doubt. And want to see him fit and playing again because he's a special player.
So how do you rate our chances at the World Cup, Frank?
Well, I think we've got a good chance, but there's a lot of other good teams in it. This is the age-old question I get about why we didn't win World Cups as a group from my generation. And part of the answer is because France, Spain, Germany were all really, really good too. And, so there are other teams that will be there competing, going over to America with the conditions that they'll be. But I think we've got lots of good talent in our squad as well. So I think absolutely we have a really good chance of doing it. It will be about momentum. It will be about the best players being fit and ready at the right time.
Knuckleball free kicks. They used to be all the rage, but when was the last time you saw someone score with one? We're going to take a look at why we're not really seeing them anymore and also explain a bit more about how they work. The knuckleball peaked in the 2010s, probably because that Ronaldo strike in 2008 inspired academy players everywhere. Here's a young Mason Mount.
I tried to base my free kick on Ronaldo, hit the ball by the valve and it moves. So what do you do? Top corner, top bins.
The name knuckleball comes from a baseball pitch held with the knuckles rather than the fingertips, which doesn't spin as it travels. Now, no ball is a perfect sphere, so as it travels, it creates ever-changing pockets of turbulent air, causing that unpredictable movement. Brazilian free-kick specialist Juninho Pernambucano wasn't the first player to do it, but he did perfect it, scoring 77 free kicks over his career, more than anyone else. He was inspired by 90s midfielder Marcelinho Carioca and a guy called Didi, who was hitting knuckleballs in the 50s and 60s. Brazilians call it the dry leaf, because the ball looks like a leaf that gets blown around in the wind this way and that. So how do you do it? The key point is to hit the ball head on, usually with a straighter run-up. It's a punch-like shot and, crucially, as short a contact time as possible so the ball doesn't spin. Some people think players hit the valve to affect the air inside the ball. That's not the reason. It's because the part of the ball around the valve is more rigid, helping to shorten that contact time. Remember the David Luiz beauty against Colombia in the 2014 World Cup? We don't really see knuckleballs anymore. Why? Because players are being told not to shoot from dead ball situations because the XG is so low. In fact, as Opta shows here, since the 08-09 season, there's been a 10% reduction in players shooting from free kicks in the Premier League. In 23-24, a record low of 11 free kicks found the back of the net. And the knuckleball, by its very nature, is imprecise, which is why it's becoming a thing of the past.
Good morning, it's the weekend breakfast here on TalkSport. My name's Shebahn Aherne. Former Chelsea and Millwall striker Tony Cascarino is here.
Good morning.
Good morning. Arsenal host Fulham as they look to go 6 points clear at the top ahead of City's clash away to Everton. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta admits the next few games will be a real test of nerve for his squad.
It's a lot of factors. That's something that emotionally, for sure, we have to manage in the right way. But I would put the emphasis more on again, showing that desire, that determination, that hunger that we've shown all season. We have only 4 games to play now, and everything is at stake, so it doesn't get better than that.
And there's high stakes at both ends of the table. Brentford chase a European dream, while West Ham look to pick up much-needed points in their fight for Premier League survival. Their boss, West Ham boss Nuno Espirito Santo, views today as a massive chance for West Ham to pile pressure on their relegation rivals.
I think we're being positive and confident that we can handle situation. The boys are doing a good task, but Brentford is not only the set pieces that they have, because they have a good team and good players.
And it's an absolute monster final day in the EFL. Coventry are already planning for the Prem, but for Ipswich, Middlesbrough and Cass's beloved Millwall, the dogfight for that automatic spot starts now ahead of their must-win game against Oxford United. Millwall boss Alex Neil says he'll be satisfied with the outcome of today as long as his team don't end up with any regrets.
The fact is, if you're relying on other sort of teams to get results or not to get results, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't affect it. So I don't think we spend too much time thinking about it. We're fully aware it's not in our hands at the moment. All we can do is focus on doing our job.
TalkSport is your home of every twist and turn on a massive final day from the EFL. Join us from 12:30 for what's to come as Ipswich take on QPR here on TalkSport, and Wrexham Middlesbrough is over on TalkSport too. It's the weekend breakfast on TalkSport. Good morning. As ever, you can let us know where you're heading to today. Are you going to Millwall lunchtime to cheer on the mighty Lions? Cass, that's from Vince. Of course you are. You're going to that game today for TalkSport.
Yep.
You love going back to
I was going there anyway, but
may as well get paid, eh?
But I'm going there as well, hopefully to be somewhere that I was lucky enough to be going back, 1988 season when we got promoted.
Yeah. You've brought a special shirt today that's been signed by you and Teddy Sheringham from back in the day. You're going to give that away to the kind of best Millwall loyal fan. If everything goes well, you'll give that away tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow, or if they go up by the playoffs, but they have to get promoted.
Of course.
Because I did say that my friend who gave this, who's not with us anymore, he bought this shirt and he said to me, do what you want to do with it. And I said, well, if Millwall go up one day, I said I'll donate it.
Lovely stuff. Somebody will be pleased to get their hands on that. 03717 223344 is the number. 81089. You can let us know where you're heading today and what today means to you as well. It's one of those special days.
Yeah, look, and I know it's I always think as well. You think of Ipswich fans who are up there and Middlesbrough fans, all the teams that are vying for their club to be successful. Wrexham, Derby, whoever, Howe. You feel for them because you've been in that position. Look. You have a little bit of bias. We all do, don't we? To the team that we played for or fans who support their club week in, week out. It's a tough day. Kieran McKenna's done a hell of a job because the club backed him again when they went down. Most managers lose their job when they get relegated, don't they?
Yeah. Big day for Alan Brazil as well because Ipswich needs to beat QPR to ensure getting that second place spot.
Well, Alan's daughter, Michelle, Michelle?
Yeah.
Alan's daughter, she messages me sometimes with Ipswich, about their results, come on, the town and all this,
I know.
It's a big day for them, the Brazil family.
Yeah, it opens up for Millwall if Ipswich lose as well today. Millwall have Oxford. Cass is going to be at that game. Quite a day in store for the EFL. Promotion, playoffs and relegation all at stake. It's going to be an absolute cracker. Stay with us here on TalkSport.
It's been a thrilling championship season, and coming into the final day, the race for both second place and the playoffs is all still to play for. Here's everything you need to know. At the top of the table, Coventry City can simply enjoy the occasion. The Sky Blues are going up as champions. They head to Vicarage Road to face Watford, though manager Frank Lampard has told TalkSport his players won't act like they're already on the beach.
We will focus on Watford because we want to get as many points as we can. We want the travelling fans to see the team that has won the league play like a team like that.
With the title decided, the real focus is on the race for that second automatic promotion spot. Ipswich control their own destiny as they sit a point above Millwall. A win at Portman Road against QPR guarantees them Premier League football.
And Ipswich take one step, 1 point closer to getting back to the Premier League at the first time of asking.
If they fail to win, they'll be relying on Millwall, who host Oxford, and Middlesbrough, who travel to Wrexham to drop points.
It's the playoffs. We love it.
Meanwhile, the battle for the final playoff spot is going right down to the wire, and it will also directly affect the automatic promotion race. Wrexham currently just about holds 6th place on goal difference alone and host Middlesbrough in a huge clash. Hull City are level on points with Wrexham and are behind by just a single goal. Derby County sit just a single point behind them and will be hoping both drop points so they can sneak in by beating Sheffield United. As for relegation, Oxford, Leicester and Sheffield Wednesday are already down and preparing for League One next year. So that's everything you need to know ahead of this weekend's Championship final day.
Cheers, Ollie. Can you just repeat that quickly, if you can? Ollie Klink there with what's happening in the EFL. Pleased to say expert TikToker Josh Hedges, otherwise known as Josh Talks EFL on social media, is with us now. Good morning, Josh.
Hi, Josh.
Morning. How are you?
Yes, we're good, John. Where do you want to start in the EFL? Because there's so many permutations in League, obviously League 2, League 1 and the Championship.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to start with the Championship, obviously being the big one and 3 teams looking to go up today automatically.
Yeah, okay. So let's talk about them because obviously Ipswich have got a home game against QPR. I did say earlier whether this matters anything or not, I don't know. But QPR have won their last 4 games of the season, so Millwall fans will be hoping they'd make it 5.
Yeah, well, the thing is, sometimes you say teams are on the beach, they fall off a little bit towards the end of the season. They start thinking about their summer holidays. But, for QPR, I think the real incentive to also go get that win is to be the party poopers on Ipswich who'll be looking to go up, of course, with a win. Yeah.
Millwall, obviously, again, playing Oxford at home. So, golden opportunity for them. You look at Middlesbrough and you look at Millwall and teams around them have dropped points Millwall had a poor result against Leicester after leading the game and then got beat by Norwich at home. Likewise, Borough went on that bit of a drought as well.
Yeah, it's been difficult to put my finger on those 2 teams this season. Millwall, for me, have been hit and miss all season, but they find themselves up there. And then Middlesbrough, back in February, looked like they could go kick on and potentially, catch up with Coventry, but of course now they've fallen off a little bit. They've managed to pick up two back-to-back wins against Sheffield Wednesday and was it Watford? So those are big results for them, which have put them back into contention.
In terms of League One as well, let's talk about Stevenage because they likely need a win against Wigan. If they draw and Luton or Plymouth win, they could be out on goal difference. So who has the momentum here, do you think then, Josh?
Yeah, well, again, another interesting story for Stevenage there. It's a bit like Lincoln, where I don't think many people expected them to be up there this season. Of course, Lincoln have been fantastic, but Stevenage have been fantastic in their own rights. The only concern I have of Stevenage really going into today is, of course, their goal difference, which Luton and Plymouth is far superior, so they'll be looking to pick up a win there.
Yeah. And there's, I was going to add to that. If Luton won, there's 3 teams above them, but they've got a better goal difference, haven't they, Luton? If any of them drop points.
Yeah, of course. But the difficult thing for Luton is that they're playing Bolton, which isn't going to be an easy game.
Yeah, Bolton in thirds. Yeah. And League 2 as well. Salford have Crawley. They're also fighting for survival. It's one of the most unpredictable fixtures on League 2 calendar today. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, I think for me, Salford will have enough quality to go to Crawley, but of course Crawley are fighting for their lives down the bottom, and there's still 5 teams who can go down today, taking those 2 spots at relegation.
In terms of at the top as well, the trophy is still on the line. It's a fascinating day, isn't it, Josh? It's a good one for you.
Yeah, it is fascinating. To be fair, I saw Andy Woodman came out and said after Bromley secured promotion that he wasn't too fussed about going for the title. That they just wanted to get promotion over the line and celebrate that. So for Bromley, they got Walsall at home. Of course, I think they're the only team in the 92 who are unbeaten at home. So that's a favourable fixture for them. MK Dons go away to Fleetwood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Josh. Well, thank you. Good day for content for you. We'll keep across it all. Josh Talks EFL on TikTok. Good luck today. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Cheers, Josh.
It's our lower league expert and TikToker Josh with us this morning. Josh Hedges. Coming up next on the Weekend Sports Breakfast, put the kettle on. We're going to enjoy our weekly cappuccino with Tony Cascarino next.
See, that's the Villa. Can you me Villa? You almost went hell of a bit in Gabby Agbon. Can you me Gabby? You almost went hell of a beat in Hooters, Villa Park, Bullring. Legs 11. Can you me Legs 11? You almost went hell of a beat in Prince Willie, Big Prince Willie. You almost went hell of a beat in Andy Townsend, Randy Lerner, Ron Saunders, Dane Saunders, Ron Saunders. Dane Saunders, Ron Saunders, can you be Saunders? You went to win hell of a beat Hooters, Jory Quarter, Cadbury's World, Jack Grealish, Gabby Agba Lahore, can you be Gabby? You went to win hell of a beating.
Hooters is in Nottingham, by the way.
Hooters, can you be Hooters? You went to win hell of a beating. Hooters, can you be Hooters? You went to win hell of a beating.
Nottingham Forest take the lead.
Hooters, can you?
Oh, mate, come on.
Wait, someone hell of a beating.
They go to Villa Park next week, 1-0 up. Another UEFA handball, though, leads to a penalty for Chris Wood. Villa fans, did you do enough tonight? It was a bit flat. 03 717 22 33 44. Vito Pereira, though, looking like a really good appointment for Nottingham Forest right now. Get involved in the show. Elsewhere, Crystal Palace. They got the job done. Tough away day against Shakhtar. They are on their way to the final. Massive, massive result for them. What a season they could end up having.
Hello and welcome to TalkSport Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning.
Good morning. Weekend breakfast here on TalkSport. Currently in the sunshine here in London town. Hope you're having a good morning so far. Final day of the EFL coming up here with us on TalkSport 12:30. All gets underway from the Championship. Ipswich versus QPR is live for you here on TalkSport. Ipswich need to beat QPR to ensure they take second place in the Championship and get that automatic promotion spot. Elsewhere, Premier League today, Newcastle face Brighton. Now we're playing a little bit of kung fu fighting for Brighton head coach Fabian Hürzeler.
Yeah.
Good story going around today. He says he doesn't want to be known as a club that is nice. Too late, pal. Everyone likes you. They enlisted a mixed martial arts fighter to help them improve at set pieces.
I know, that's a funny story, that, isn't
Great wee story, that.
You know when you sometimes think, is it quirky or is it daft? And then you think, well, set pieces have become a little bit of a WrestleMania, haven't they?
So this season's been like, what's happening? When you're watching them in the box, it's just so messy. Yeah. You know?
So we're going to see players being taken to ground on corners and everything. And
I mean, he says MMA fighters always has 1v1 duels. Their job is to find a way to beat their opponent. So he's brought in this martial arts fighter to try and get involved with the guys in training.
Yeah, I wouldn't go for 100% on that because I'm not sure. I'm sure referees are going to be pulling up players who are grabbing other. Well, they haven't really of any note in the last year or so, or even more. But if you take it to the extreme, they'll be all over it.
Yeah, guys, don't try and choke them out or put them in the head.
Choke them,
because you're probably going to get sent off for that in football. Like we say, Fabian Hirschel had said, you know, we like getting ideas from other sports. I'm just looking at Mikel Arteta on the back page of The Sun. If he'd come up with this idea, we'd all be laughing at him this morning when Fabian Hirschel. I'm like, fair play. Good for you, Fabs.
Do other sports
I'm joking,
ideas cross over?
Yeah.
You know, because it works in other sports. You know, and then it crosses over and then it doesn't work in the same way. See, sport is complicated.
Well, that's it, yeah. If it gives you an edge, maybe.
Yeah.
Take it. So it is Newcastle Brighton today at 3:00. How do you see this one going, Cass? Newcastle struggling.
They are, and Eddie has.
Not good.
Yeah, he's look, the one big factor for Newcastle that hasn't worked this year has been Voltemada, who they spent a lot of money, and when they lost his attribute, Voltemada and Visa came into the team. Visa's been very disappointing, incredibly disappointing, because, you know, I watched him have a hunger and desire. Yes, he had an injury at Newcastle, which played its part, but he's been really poor when he's played, and he's way better than that. You know, if you'd have seen him as a Brentford player, you could understand, okay, maybe not as much as Newcastle paid, but why they wanted him as a backup and a guy that could come on and change the outcome of a game. He's done neither of them.
Yeah.
It's been a big disappointment. And that's without other issues of how it affects the team.
Well, Newcastle 15th in the Premier League table, searching for a win. Brighton, look at them, up there taking that European spot, 6th in the table. It's a 3:00 kickoff today. All of the updates with Adrian Durham on Game Day Live from 2:30. Let's do this.
A cappuccino with Cascarino on Talk Sport. Yummy.
It's Posh Coffee Saturday.
I know.
I'll put my feet up and let you take it away.
Well, I wanted to talk about one of my greatest moments in my career, and it was a penalty shootout in 1990 World Cup in Italy. And it was a unique thing, and I think penalties are very, very important for an outcome of a game. But I'm watching the two games in midweek of PSG versus Bayern Munich and Atletico versus Arsenal. And I don't know where we're going with penalties. I don't like them. I think there has to be some sort of solution to them. 4 penalties in the 2 games, right? All scored. A penalty given, then obviously chalked off. The referee's gone to VAR and gone, nope, it's not a penalty. So there's 5 incidents. And by the way, in the PSG game versus Bayern, there were 3 times the ref went to his earpiece to see if it had possible penalty. So in 2 games, we've had 8 penalty calls in 2 games. And one of them was incredibly entertaining. And I don't think the Atletico Arsenal game was a bad game. It wasn't. It was just different. But this penalty idea, and I just find it amazing how you give it. Take some of the penalties that are given. The one that gets a deflection off Ben White and it's his arm. It's like, come on, really? So we're now the argument's being made. Well, it's different in Europe, and it's not. You know, it's not the same as the Premier League. No, we need a standard that is really good. As in, they've got to be a stonewall for me. Okay. It's not about little flicks. Oh, and he just touched him there, and I think we have to get away from that idea, because you can literally make an argument for everything being a penalty every time. You know, when Eze went down, I didn't think it was a penalty, but did I think it was going to be given? Yeah, I was amazed the referee went to the monitor and checked it out and didn't give it. But there was and Stephen Gerrard made a really great point when he was doing commentary on the Atletico Arsenal game, that referees and linesmen or officials get affected by what they see the night before. They do. It's just human nature to be, right, well, them penalties have been given last night. And by the way, the PSG game, Bayern Munich, as great as what it was, how many penalty calls were called in that game? Like I said, there were 3 times the ref had it in his earpiece. There was 4 penalties given in 2 games. And I just don't think it's a good thing for football. And by the way, we've got a World Cup coming, right? The World Cup is coming. I promise you now that this World Cup is going to be penalty littered. There's going to be loads of them being given.
Who's this on then? Is this on the refs? Is it on the players to stop?
Well, the federations, for a start, have got to make it a much tighter ship. They've got to make sure that penalties are given. You know, when you're going 12 yards through a shot on a one-on-one, it's a big thing to give. Mm-hmm. Don't be so, be so lenient on them. Be a bit firmer on no. The criteria has to be more than just a clip or more than a deflection onto the arm, or is it a hand that... Is
that the biggest offender, the handball?
Well, the handball's become... But, I mean, the Ben White one, I'm not sure what he can do because it hits his thigh and then goes out and touches his arm. Mm-hmm. I mean, what are you meant to do? You're going to put your hands in your pockets, put your pockets on your shorts?
But is that not just the rule now anyway, Cass? If it touches your hand and you're in the box, even if it's natural or unnatural, it touches your hand. Therefore, it's a handball.
Yeah, but
we just have to get on board.
Nearly every position, they say is the body, is an unnatural position.
Yeah.
Well, you're getting loads of unnatural positions when you're playing sport.
Yeah, exactly. You're moving
what
around.
It is. You're moving around everywhere. Yeah. And I just think it's got to be a much sterner line on penalties and giving than what you don't give. A World Cup, I'm convinced the World Cup, and we are getting to a stage now that you could have the Champions League winners. It's really who got the most penalty decisions.
Wow. Yeah.
Imagine getting to that scenario.
It's a very, very good point that you make there this morning, Cappuccino with Cascarino. By the way, every game from the World Cup coming up here on the TalkSport Network coming up for you. We're also going to discuss all 3 teams in with a chance of automatic promotion from the Championship today. Up first, Millwall. An actor and Millwall fan will join us next on the Weekend Breakfast on TalkSport in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more.
Mikel Arteta obviously hasn't been able to call on Bukayo Saka enough over the course of this period. We know he's had a bit of an Achilles problem. Does he still look to you like he's struggling for a little bit of fitness?
Yes.
And if that's the case, how long is that going to take to sort out?
It's going to need managing between now and the end of the season.
He hasn't had surgery on it, has he?
No, and obviously you've got the World Cup coming up as well, and he's going to be a key man there. I wonder how many minutes he'll get this weekend. He got, 21 plus stoppage time in midweek. You think maybe he might get half an hour, 45, and then possibly start against Atletico Madrid. But it's certainly a problem.
Some of these niggling injuries, though.
Well.
Some of these injuries wouldn't surprise me. Saka's still struggling, Sam. And he's come to the stage where he's come back because he's crunch time for Arsenal, even with an injury. There's so many injuries, Crookie, that injections to get you through it, and then you're sore until you play again. You don't train. So they've got to be careful with Saka. But
that was the idea of having the big squad, wasn't it? That
exactly.
You could afford to rotate a bit more.
When players aren't turning up, Madueke starts the game bright against Atletico Madrid, fades, looks angry when he comes off. I don't know why you don't do enough. Odegaard, your captain, you're not doing enough. Eze's probably been the bright spark in the last few games for Arsenal.
It wasn't a bad result, though, was it?
No, not at all. Oh, great result. Great result. But it's not just this game, Sam. It's the game before against Newcastle. The fans, they're anxious. It showed the fans all through the game against Newcastle. They're biting the nails. After 50 minutes, they're nervous.
It doesn't seem to come easy to Arsenal at the moment. They don't seem to have it in their locker to...
Hasn't come easy to them all season.
To cruise through games and just put teams to the sword, as they did actually with Atletico in the league phase. You know, that 4-0 victory seems a long time in the past.
How's it going this morning? You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. My name's Shebahn Aherne. Former Millwall striker Tony Cascarino is here. Some of your headlines today: Roberto De Zerbi has called for an end to negativity around Spurs and their bid to beat the drop. They've got Aston Villa tomorrow, which is live and exclusive on TalkSport from 7 p.m. Oh, interesting. And it's a busy day in the Premier League. 4 matches, 3 p.m. kickoffs coming up. Newcastle take on Brighton. Eddie Howe's future under the microscope at the moment, which we don't like to see, while the Seagulls might be dreaming of the Champions League. After a crunch meeting with the owners, Newcastle boss Eddie Howe downplayed fears about his long-term future at the club.
Here's an opportunity to see a lot of the people I haven't seen in a while. Obviously, the owners and representatives of PAF were over, and it was constructive. Good meetings. Obviously, I was part of a small part of that. But yeah, always constructive, because I think they clearly care so much about the football club, the long-term planning that's clearly going on a number of levels. Very exciting times, as I said, ahead, I think, for the club, regardless of what happens short-term. So the long-term vision is clearly there.
Cass, if the owners fly in when the form is like that, is it a positive thing? Is it doom-mongering?
Well, we don't know. We can assume that there's lots of questions to be raised, and rightly so, and Eddie has to answer them. And why has it been an indifferent season?
Yeah,
but they've had some great seasons of late, and I think they owe it to show loyalty towards Eddie this summer and back him. It didn't work, their transfer policy last season. It hasn't paid dividends. It might improve this year, and hope Vodemar, by the way, still a very young man, might improve again. you hope them sort of things happen.
Yeah, big game today for Newcastle against Brighton, 3 o'clock kickoff. All of the updates with Adrian Durham on GameDay Live from 2:30. He brings you all of the news from all the games around the country today as they happen. It's the final day in the Championship's domestic season, of course. 3 clubs could still go up automatically, but only one will. If Ipswich drop points at home to QPR, Millwall are best placed to take second if they defeat Oxford at the Den. If they do go up, it would be their first time in the top flight since 1990, when one Tony Cascarino was leading the line. Good times. That's the year I was born. That's just to make you feel old.
Yeah, sheep.
Sorry.
Good times.
Sorry. Yeah, very, very good time.
Made me feel really old there again. You love doing that one.
Sorry, it's just rude. At the end of the day, I should stop doing it. Let's see how the fans are feeling about this one now. We can speak to actor, massive Millwall fan, Tamahassan, and former QPR midfielder, best friends, I believe, Mark Burchham, with you as well this morning, Tama. Good to see you both.
Tama, Mark.
Good to be here. Good morning, Cass. Good morning, Shebahn. Looking well, you two.
And you. I was just going to say, you guys look very well.
Well, I want to know, Tama, if your mate, Mark, can tell us what can QPR do, because I said earlier in the show, they've won their last 4 final games of the season.
Yeah.
Well, they got to win today, didn't they?
Well, come on, Mark. What are you expecting from QPR, as in going to Ipswich? Because obviously it's going to be a very tough day. Huge support for Ipswich. It'll be rocking and rolling. I was there against Millwall, and they didn't disappoint, the Ipswich fans.
What do I expect from QPR? To let me down like they always do? But
Don't sit on the fence.
No, I always said when I played, look, being a massive QPR fan when I played for Millwall, I always said if there was a game, Millwall v QPR. QPR didn't have to play for it. We had to win. That's the one game I'd want QPR to lose. But this is my perfect scenario. QPR have to win for Millwall to go up. So QPR's my only child, and Millwall's my favourite nephew.
Come on, Tama, give it some stick. Give me your QPR mate, some stick, as in, Millwall as a football. I tell you what, as a boxer, you have been an actor. You must love the character of this Millwall team, because they never give in.
Yeah.
Listen, they've always been that way, haven't they? Our Millwall team, they've always managed. I don't know what it is. You play for Millwall, you know yourself. You get down there, they always have that winning mentality, and I think a lot of that is down to us fans driving them on and getting us there. But over the years, over the decades, we've always had a day out, haven't we, Millwall? The fans are always great. We've always been grateful to get a day out and go down to the playoffs and do whatever we can at Wembley. But today, we want to do the business today, and we want to go straight up. And no one, listen, they're terrified of us up there, aren't they, in the Premiership? They're like, everyone's like, please don't send them up here. Leave them down there. But I think today, we're going to get automatic promotion. I really do. I just got that feeling, because the odds have been stacked against us, and we're very much like, it don't really bother us, does it? We're kind of used to it. Oh, we're nearly there. But I think we've had the odds stacked against us all season. We're getting there. Oh, God, we're falling there. Oh, no. And then now we're here. I always thought we was definitely going to get the playoffs. And I was always sort of, even speaking to Mark, he was saying, no. And Mark's dad's, Lee's a very knowledgeable man in football. And he's like a Jedi. He can see things. And he said to me a couple of weeks ago, he went, no. He said, no, they're not there. He said, Ipswich strong, and this one's that. And I'm kind of looking at him thinking, please don't say that, Lee.
Hang on. He's making out he's like Mystic Meg, and he said this at the start of the season about Millwall going up. He said it about 3 weeks ago. He was like 3 weeks ago, exactly.
But listen, I love Lee. Lee's got it in. Listen, Lee, your dad has got a Mystic Meg about him when it comes to football. But today I'm kind of gloating a little bit, and if we do get automatic promotion, I'm actually going to go round to Mark's house and watch it there with him. And I just want to look round at Lee and go, you were saying?
And you guys have a long-standing friendship. And Mark, you've been hoping for a day like this for quite some time.
Yeah, I've been hoping QPR would go up and Millwall would help us, but yeah, it's been close. I tell you what, I don't think the police in the Premier League are hoping Millwall go up. The police bill will absolutely quadruple.
Stop it, Mark. Stop it. It's a myth. It was just a movie. Stop it. It's only entertainment.
For me, it's the perfect situation. I want QPR to win. QPR beat it. Look, I think if they can just keep Ipswich scoreless in the first half, and then we'll have a chance to win in the second half to give Millwall the best opportunity. Normally, historically, Millwall, we're not great at home against the teams down the bottom. Look at last week where they should have won against Leicester and they didn't. But when it's last game of the season to get to the Premier League, there'll be one hell of an atmosphere there at Millwall today. So, look, fingers crossed it all goes our way and Millwall can go up. And I was going to say,
what's your cup? Show me your coffee cup.
Oh, yeah.
This is monumental for me. Show me your coffee cup.
They've got the Millwall one out today.
Go on.
This is when I played, when I played for Millwall, I'd always have a cup of tea in this cup. So it's lasted all that time.
Good luck.
That's my lucky cup.
It's funny. Going back years, there was Lil, who used to be the tea lady. And she'd throw the cup at you if you lost.
Some things never change. I think that's been inherited. I think the staff inherit their crazy habits onto the next one, don't they, down there? Nothing really changes.
Well, we've heard from so many Millwall fans this morning, Tamar, who are so up for this game. And like you say about the crowds, Cass has mentioned it for months on this show about this team as well. Such a well-together team. And you can tell that dressing room's really together as well. But how important would it be for them to get that win today and just get it all done and wrapped up? Because the playoffs have been hard in the past.
Listen, Alex has got to be telling them in the dressing room at the start. It's like, you can become folklore, you can become heroes, because I remember when they went up into the first division many years ago, and I've still got somewhere the newspaper cutout where Millwall was at the top of the league at the start of the season. I don't remember.
I was there.
I've got that cutout.
Yeah.
Yes.
QBR. Yeah, I got hat-trick.
QBR, top.
Sorry to mention that.
I've got... Oh, she did, sorry. Sorry. Well, look, and I'm telling you, today for them, I think, look, Alex has done a great job with the team. He's put them together well. They're playing like a team. They're driven. They want to win. They're motivated, and they're good enough to do it. And I think, look, today for the boys, it's folklore, isn't it? It's you remember it, Cass, when you went out, it was just fantastic for us. We was all down the ground and anchor. We were celebrating, and it went on for a long time. I mean, we didn't stay there long, but for that season, it was fantastic. But I think today, I think they're geared up. They're going to be geared up. They're going to make heroes of themselves, because it's a moment in time for them to write the history books, to get in there and to get out and win. And I think losing isn't an option. Yeah. I know, and we look. It isn't an option, but, we got to flip over to QPR and make sure they do the business as well. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
I've got to give a big shout out to my really good mate, Steve Gallen, who's director of football at Millwall. He's gone in there. Alex Neil gets a lot of praise, but what Steve's done there in player recruitment and getting the team where it is has been unbelievable.
Well, wasn't he, Mark? He worked at Charlton.
When I retired at QPR, my first job, we run the academy together at QPR, me and Steve. So
I've met Steve, a few times.
A fantastic football man, football family. And with him, he's a big QPR fan, so it's the perfect scenario for him.
Well, look,
today.
I've got this. Can you see this Millwall shirt, boys?
There we go.
Me and Sheringham have both signed this, and a friend of mine who did a charity event bought it. He's sadly not with us anymore, but he said to me, "It's up to you what you want to do with it." And I said, "Well, if we ever get promoted again, I want to donate it to a Millwall fan." And you two are not included.
Yeah, me.
No. It's got to be. The best caller we get on, and you two have not got that.
I'll give you the number, Teddy. You can start ringing later on.
No, that's what it's about. Today.
I'm going to ring Teddy.
I'm
going to ring Teddy and go, listen, get me that shirt, or it's on you.
Yeah, how much he charging you, is he?
We'll find a charity for it.
Yeah. You can tax him.
Guys, it's been a pleasure to have you on this morning. Looking forward to this afternoon. Can feel your energy, that's for sure. You can feel the kind of tension in the air as well, and the excitement.
It's going to happen. Come on.
I love that belief, Tamar.
About as much chance of Scotland winning the game in the World Cup. We're going to be behind it. We're going to be behind it, though.
We're losing you, Mark.
Can't help himself, can he?
We're losing you. That's all we've got time for. Mark,
good luck, boys.
Tamahassan, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Take care of yourself. Enjoy the games today. They were lively.
Yeah, well, look, what are we now? We're at 7:45 in the morning, and because they're 12:30 kickoffs, all fans around the country are going to be really excited.
Yeah.
Especially in the Championship this morning, building up to it. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be great. By the way, our live commentary...
You saw how excited I was.
Yeah, no, you even came in with a spring in your step today.
Yeah, I did.
Normally we're like,
I'm
here's
going home like
Cass, dragging his knuckles. Like, ooh. Today's up for it. Ipswich QPR live at 12:30 here on TalkSport. Wrexham Middlesbrough's TalkSport 2. And then, of course, Millwall have Oxford as well. So there's a lot going on today. Yeah, Millwall Oxford. Are you okay there?
Yeah, sorry, I missed my mouth. That's hard to do, isn't it?
By the way, coming up for you. With our friends on DAZN on the 9th of May, Fabio Wardley makes his first defence of his WBO heavyweight title against former IBF champion Daniel Dubois. That's in Manchester. 23rd of May is Glory in Giza. Usyk faces Dutch kickboxing legend Rico Verhoeven with the WBC heavyweight title up for grabs as well. Join DAZN Unlimited now and get 12 plus pay-per-views a year, including Wardley Dubois and Usyk Rico at no extra cost with our friends on DAZN.
Boxing update on TalkSport with DAZN, the global home of boxing. Sign up now at dazn.com/boxing.
And then you're listening to the Weekend Breakfast on TalkSport in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more. Coming up next, Arsenal are also in action today. They host Fulham at the Emirates. We'll speak to an Arsenal fan and TV star next.
You seem to think that there is some connection between the nationality of the Forest manager and the nationality of the official.
You can't go
doing that on social media and not expect us to bring it up.
No. What I said was, should we look into that? I'm not saying that's the reason, but VAR official was Portuguese, not the referee. The referee, he had a fantastic game, by the way, the ref, I thought. Maybe he didn't see that incident, but for VAR official, his name is Tiago Martins, Portuguese referee. For him to not tell the ref to come and look at the screen of that tackle, I was very disappointed in. His mate as well, and he's posted it on his socials as well. But no one can tell me that watches football week in, week out, that's not a red card. Because did he get the ball first? You can argue yes. But we've seen so many players get red cards in the last 2 years when you follow through and you hit a player like that. Watkins stayed down, the ball went out of play. How can the referee not be told to go to VAR? Baffling.
I think you're absolutely right, but I also don't think Aston Villa were good enough in the game.
Oh, 100%. I'm not making excuses for Villa's performance. Buendia, soft player, not good enough for Aston Villa. Onana, made out of straw. 26 Premier League games you played last season, missed 12 games, played 24 Premier League games this season, injured again. Whenever it's a game where it's easy, he'll throw his hands up to the whole end and celebrate and get them going. When it's a tough game, he'll come off injured. So I agree, missed chances, not good enough, but that is a red card.
Hello and welcome to TalkSport Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology, Rick. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it, Biggs.
She did the Legends of Football night last year.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone was feeling it. When we Heather Small got up there, she is powerful. She can shift as well, Cass.
Yeah.
Not like you. Like me. Good
Shift
morning.
what?
Huh?
Shift what?
You know, shift on the dance floor.
No.
Have I missed something?
You'd be the first one up and the last one off.
Absolutely.
That's you. I could tell that.
I'm dragged out of that nightclub, dragged by the hair. Good morning, it's the Weekend Breakfast here on TalkSport. Shebahn Aherne and Tony Cascarino. Quickly, your headlines. Emma Raducanu is linked up again with Andrew Richardson, who coached her to the US Open title as a teenage qualifier. Yeah, he won the US Open together, then you ditched him.
Yeah.
And then 25 million coaches later, you're like, in fact, that might have been a bad idea.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens with individual sport where they can lose faith in someone, they think they're the problem, and yet they can go around the world and end up coming back to where they started.
That's it. Good luck to them. Good luck. Hopefully she can get back there. Coming up for you today, by the way, in terms of the Premier League title race, lots of focus in the EFL, of course, but looking at the Premier League, Arsenal 5:30 this afternoon. The Gunners can go 6 points clear at the top. They host Fulham, a side with European qualification on their mind. There's a lot in this game. We can look ahead to it now with this man who recently wowed the judges on Britain's Got Talent.
So your name is?
My name's Sonny Green.
Sonny, lovely to meet you. And where are you from?
I'm from Southend in Essex. I'm here because I've written a poem about what England means to me.
Okay, well, look, I'm not going to ask you any more questions, so good luck.
Good, thanks. Here's what England means to me. When it's sunny, it's too hot. And when it's cold, the weather's rubbish. Nothing's ever quite good enough, but that's exactly how we like it. Now, England to me is a cup of tea. Being asked how many sugars and going, none. I'm sweet enough. Because this is England. Whether your staple diet is mashed potato or rice, it's always nice to be important. But it's more important to be nice.
Tell them,
A standing ovation on BGT, and I believe all 4 buzzers went as well. A very good morning to BGT poet and Arsenal fan Sonny Green. Morning, Sonny.
Good morning, how you doing?
Hi, Sonny.
Good, good. I like your energy, Sonny. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, in a world where we seem to be so negative in many fronts, when you hear positivity, it feels like a rare thing, doesn't it?
It's true.
Well, it does, especially being an Arsenal fan as well, mate. It's not always easy.
You're top of the league. What's wrong with you?
Come on, Sonny.
Yeah, I don't know, mate.
Who's got the violin for Sonny this morning? Where is it? Where's the violin? Listen, firstly, tell us about this edition and your poetry and what led you to going on the show.
Yeah, so to be honest, I wrote something and it went a bit, it just went a bit mental online. And when I first put it out, I didn't think much of it. And then, yeah, the views just went crazy and it kind of went viral and stuff. And then they used it on New Year's Eve. And next thing you know, I'm on Britain's Got Talent doing it. And it's just like, yeah, it's gone a bit mental, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's something you're going to continue in for a long period? Because, you know, poetry is something that, you know, that people... I don't know. It just feels it would be such a hard thing to continue and just be.
No, do you know what? I've actually always like dabbled in a bit of spoken word and stuff like that.
Yeah.
and like it blends quite nicely on tunes. So like I just released a new tune with where it's coming out on the 8th with Defa Guitar Pop, which is like a ska reggae band. It's got like a bit more of like a madness feel to it, and poetry just blends. You can blend it in different kind of creative ways, whether it be in like TV and film or on music as well. So there is some longevity in it. But I've done it for a long time, man. And
music.
I'll continue to do it.
Well, music's littered with it, isn't it? Yeah. It's all about the poetry and the words. If you can make them, make meaning and make sense, and they hit the nerve, don't they? But also, just how it all rhymes.
Yeah.
It's just brilliant.
Yeah. Sonny, talk to us about your team then. Arsenal, speaking of poetry, how do you see this one going today against Fulham? I mean, Fulham are no mugs. They've been excellent this season.
Yeah, do you know what? It's really difficult because if this was earlier in the season, I'd say that we'd smash them out the ballpark, you know what I mean? But it's just squeaky bum time as Arsenal fans, I think. And I wouldn't be able to tell you, to be honest, but I do think I'd be confident we'll get a good result, and then it's all over to Everton then to do us a favour, innit, Monday.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because we've all got Arsenal fans, friends or whoever, family, and they all feel the same to me at the moment, because everyone you talk to, they don't feel like, well, you're top of the league. You've had a great season. Yes, it's been difficult of late, but you're in the final running. You'd have took this all day long at the start of the season to be 5 games to go or 4 games to go, and you're in this great position.
Yeah, no, do you know what? It's just that pressure, and I don't know whether it's like a safety or coping mechanism, because obviously if we win the league, it's going to be like one of the best days ever. The last time we won it, I think I was 10 years old or something ridiculous like that. And obviously it was the best days ever to be an Arsenal fan, but it's been a long old wait, and it's that anxiety's creeping up. So it's just like I'd rather tell people, I don't know, I don't think we're going to do it, so I just don't look like a complete mug if we do bottle it.
And
again.
I told you so.
Exactly. I'm just not setting myself up for all that gear. You know what I mean? And then if we win, I could be like, yeah. So we'll see. But look, I think we've got the easier run in. It's just whether we can score goals, and that's Arsenal's biggest problem at the moment. We just can't.
And it might go to goal difference as well. That just adds.
We ain't scoring. We can defend, but we can't score goals. It's really sad, and it's just the way we're playing and everything like that. But yeah, since Timber's been out, and even since Marino's been out, people don't really talk about that, but Marino was actually bagging goals for us, and since he's been injured, and then we've lost that kind of whatever was going on the right with Timber, we've lacked something in quite a major way. And I don't want to just say it's all injuries and all that, but it does play a part, doesn't it?
Okay, well, say good luck to you, Sonny. We appreciate you coming on today. Good luck to
No
you
worries. I've got a shout out as well. I'm playing in a massive celebrity football match tomorrow for Men and Their Emotions. Leroy Lita's playing, Dapper Laughs, all these sort of people, loads of professional footballers, Tamahassan.
We just had him on.
Loads of people. So Swindon Town Football Club. Okay. So if anyone's around Swindon, come see us play. I'm pretty good as well.
Well said, Sonny. Thank you very much for your time this morning. Thanks to ITV and Britain's Got Talent as
you
well.
can play up front for the Arsenal then, Sonny.
Mate, I'd probably score more goals than Gyökeres at the moment. I'll tell you that for free.
He's doing all right. He's getting goals at the end of the season.
Oh, it's all unravelling now. Sonny Green, Arsenal fan from Britain's Got Talent. Thank you so much. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on TalkSport. Don't forget.
He's got like 7 in 9, isn't he?
I know.
Gyökeres.
Penalties. Arsenal Fulham's at 5:30. We'll have the updates for you here on TalkSport. It's the Weekend Breakfast here on TalkSport. Coming up in the next hour, we'll continue our EFL previews today. Massive day ahead.
Let's squeeze one more in. Here's the fourth.
Morning, Sean. Ali here, big Arsenal fan. I know you love a curry just like me, but I want to know, what's the best order at a curry house for Sean Dyche?
Ali, it's a fair shout. Well, it always starts with Kingfisher or Cobra, obviously. Poppadoms, standard. Mixed platter sometimes. I do the full mixed grill kind of platter. But not for me. I mean, what I do, get it on the table. Everyone has a munch. Everyone dives in. I do like the hot ones. If I'm in the mood, which is rare because it's so hot, is a chicken tikka or a prawn naga, which is incredibly hot. Jalfrezi, still hot, but, manageably hot. But now and again, you just want something a bit of flavoursome, even like something soft like a bit of chicken mixed with a bit of naga. You get that going on, and you're really on to a winner then.
Yeah.
Pilau rice, I like normally on mushroom rice. Garlic coriander naan, now and again a chili naan, depending on what food I'm having. Onion bhaji. Anything else that's on the go, I just love it on there because I do love a pint and a curry. It's my.
I like a bit of mehdi gosht, and you've got to have dal. You've got to have taka dal. You just
Koister. I'm going to tell you, Koister's lad. I had a curry with Koister and a couple of beers one night in Fletch, and his lad ordered a Peshwari night. Now I ain't doing it. I ain't having it. So I just absolutely ruined him. I said, your lad. I said, he needs to have a look at himself. Fruit in a bit of bread. Come on.
Yeah. I tell you what, you also need for the ideal Indian, and we had this at the Lowestoft Tandoori. We had an absolute feast, and then at the end.
Football fans all have stadiums we love, but do any of us have a pitch that we love? It might sound like an odd question, but pitches can be different sizes with big consequences. Why is that? And what are the actual rules? Back when association football started, pitches could be up to 100 metres wide and 200 metres long. That's longer than Ellen Road. Not the pitch, the stadium. Anyway, UEFA wanted a standard across Europe for international matches, which became 105 metres long and 68 metres wide. But some clubs have been rebels, not intentionally, but because of the stadiums. Take Highbury, for example. It was 5 metres shorter and a metre narrower, meaning away sides had a challenge to adjust. White Hart Lane was exactly the same. And actually, when Spurs temporarily moved to Wembley, they asked the FA to shorten the pitch. The FA, very offended by the sacrilegious suggestion, said no, which in fairness could have actually benefited Tottenham because when they moved into their shiny new stadium, the pitch was exactly the same size as Wembley's. Today, Forest pitch at the City Ground is a big one. It's 2 metres wider than any other pitch in the Premier League. But the smallest of all, Craven Cottage, just 100 metres long and 65 wide. No excuse for not tracking your man. There are a couple of crazy outliers in Europe too. At Napoli's home ground, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, the pitch is a whopping 110 metres long. At least they don't play on a slope like Newcastle do. There's a 2 metre incline on the pitch at St James's Park. And don't get me started on the old pitch at Yeovil too. It used to be a slant of 2 metres corner to corner and across the halfway line. So UEFA have their standards. So do the FA, but they do give pitches in England some wiggle room. Pitches can be anywhere between 90 and 120 metres long and between 45 and 90 metres wide. I mean, the rules state you can't have a square pitch, but in theory you could have one that's 91 metres long and 90 wide. Imagine rocking up to play a Sunday League game and the pitch is basically a square. So there are rules and regulations on sizes, with a UEFA standard that roughly everyone follows. But as we all know, size doesn't matter, does it?
Good morning. Welcome along to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. Shebahn Aherne and former Chelsea, Marseille and Millwall striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Arsenal host Fulham. They look to go 6 points clear at the top ahead of City's clash away to Everton. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta admits the next few games will be a real test of nerve for his squad.
It's a lot of factors. That's something that emotionally, for sure, we have to manage in the right way. But I would put the emphasis more on again, showing that desire, that determination, that hunger that we've shown all season. We have only 4 games to play now, and everything is at stake, so it doesn't get better than that.
The stakes are high at both ends of the table. Brentford chasing that European dream, while West Ham look to pick up much-needed points in their fight for Premier League survival. West Ham boss Nuno Espirito Santo views today as a massive chance for West Ham to pile the pressure on their relegation rivals.
I think we're being positive and confident that we can handle situation. The boys are doing a good task, but Brentford is not only the set pieces that we have, because they have a good team and good players.
And today's a belter of a final day in the EFL. Coventry already planning for the Premier League. But for Ipswich, Middlesbrough and Millwall, the dogfight for that final automatic spot starts now. Ahead of their must-win game against QPR, Ipswich boss Kieran McKenna says his side are ready to get the job done.
You accept the extra adrenaline and tension that comes around the game, but you also try and enjoy it. It's going to be, again, an absolutely wonderful atmosphere in our stadium. It's the 3rd time in 4 years that we've had a home game to try and get promoted. These are special times, and they're special times to enjoy.
Oh, it's nervy, but it is exciting. We've been hearing from Millwall fans, Ipswich fans all morning today. We want to hear from you. 81089 03717 223344 is the number. Who is going to go up? It's the Weekend Breakfast here on TalkSport. Good morning. There has been a lot of a Millwall loving so far today, but don't worry, we're going to hear from an Ipswich fan very, very soon as well. By the way, just on the subject of the Premier League, Man United sitting 3rd in the Prem. Huge reason for their achievement so far this season in getting 3rd and looking like they're on the Champions League football for next season is Bruno Fernandez, the captain. He's currently sitting on 19 Premier League assists for the season, putting him just one away from equaling the all-time season single record of 20, currently shared by Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne. So with stats like that, some people are saying that he might be the favourite for the PFA Player of the Year, but not everyone is completely convinced. We spoke about this the other week, didn't we? You were saying Igor Thiago could be. I
thought Semenya's had a great season as well. You've got some centre halves. I think the Arsenal boys, or whether it's Gabriel or Saliba, they've done brilliantly well as well.
Well.
Goalkeepers, Reyes done fantastic.
Always trust TalkSport's Adrian Durham to just absolutely rip it all up. He slammed the suggestion on Friday's podcast, calling the idea of Bruno Fernandez winning it a total joke.
Bruno Fernandez is basically taking a year off football this season. He's having a year-long holiday. And for Bruno, this whole season should be asterisked. And people fawning over him are a total joke. He won't even play 40 games this season. It's pathetic. Declan Rice and Ryan Cherky have played 50 already, with more to come. Nico O'Reilly's on 49, and he's a baby. Martin Zubimendi's on 51 already, with more to come. Lauding someone's assist stats in their laziest season ever is praising failure. He doesn't have the pressure or the physical cost of multiple competitions.
How does Adrian really feel? I mean, that's harsh from Adrian. That's too harsh.
Yeah,
not right.
I'm not surprised. I mean, Aid's always been quite open about how he feels about certain things. I'd add in, Portugal as well, and them achieving going to the World Cup. It's been a big year for him in that way. You can't deny that he has an enormous amount of assists, and he has also played very well in a number of games, especially in the second half of the season. I think you can make a point that what he's done some Christmas and beyond is he's not been off. He's not had a season off at all. He's back to playing some of his best football, I feel, in the second half of the season. Didn't think, it didn't start well, but he was played in a position where he was a holding midfielder. And once he moved into the forward position, Fernandez, he become a different player for them again. And he's got runners. He's got Cunha who can make runs. He's got Sesko who can make a run. Mbumo can make runs. Ahmad as well. He's got all these players in front of him he can now find.
Yeah.
So I think, you can definitely make a point that he's had a very good sort of turn of the year and beyond.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. Don't forget the TalkSport Daily podcast is available for you now, and Fiery Fridays is available also on the TalkSport app. Wherever it is you get your podcast, you can listen there. Let's look at the final day of the season, a sold-out Portman Road for Ipswich Town. The mission is simple: win, and they're back in the Premier League. The Tractor Boys start the day second place, but with Millwall breathing down their necks, just 1 point behind, there is absolutely no room for a slip-up today. To look ahead to this one, joined by former Ipswich midfielder Tommy Miller. Very good morning to you, Tommy.
Hi, Tommy.
Good morning.
Yeah, Tommy, it's been a bit of a Millwall loving, obviously because I'm an ex-Millwall player and they've got a lot of hope. But you've got to give us the positivity around Ipswich today.
Yeah, I mean, it's all in their hands. Win today and they're back in the Premier League, and that's what everyone's wanting. I'm sure it'll be a red-hot atmosphere today at Portman Road, and hopefully they'll see their team at the end of it celebrate.
They certainly have had a really good 26 because Kieran McKenna was struggling at certain times with his team and couldn't quite get his best 11. It was hard to pick it, but you could certainly say from sort of onwards of February onwards that Ipswich have got a good number of results.
Yeah, they've picked up some good form. Like you said, they were stuttering a little bit, didn't know his best team. And I think still now he chops and changes a lot, at certain games. But they've certainly hit some good form. And like I said, hopefully they can continue that today and get over the line.
Well, I was going to just add, I was at Portman Road against Millwall. Okay, it was a top of the table clash, but the atmosphere was absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, it'll be red up there today. The fans come out in their numbers. It'll be a special occasion. But it'll only be a special one if they can get the 3 points and get promoted. But the fans support them up and down the country. It's always been the same there, and yeah, special place.
How are they going to get that job done then, Tommy? In your opinion, where will they get at QPR and just make sure that they get all 3 points and go up?
Well, I think they've just got to play the normal game. Treat it like just a one-off game and go for it. Attack, get at them early on, and hopefully get the job done. Because there's going to be a lot of tension, a lot of nerves. I know Kieran McKenna was interviewed yesterday and he was saying, he was playing it down a little bit, but there'll certainly be nerves in that dressing room. And if they can get an early goal, that'll obviously help. QPR they've got nothing to play for as such. So it's all on Ipswich, and they need to attack the game from the start.
Well, you've got Jack Clark's got a number of goals for you. George Hurst can chip in. Then you've got Philogene as well. You've got 3 players who can get goals. Not an extra. You haven't got like a championship goal scorer. It feels like they're all very good players in their way. George Hurst leads the line really well. The other 2 are way more technical. So you've not really got that 20-goal-a-year man, have you, in that Ipswich team?
No, they've been spread out a lot. I was looking earlier on, actually. You've got Jack Clark, who's got 16 goals, which is brilliant from a wide player. And then I think Philogene's got 11. But you haven't got a centre-forward who's got you 20-plus goals. And I look at Ipswich, I look at Middlesbrough, I look at Millwall, and even Coventry. I think Hadji Wright's got 17, league goals? Yeah. So I think if an Ipswich or a Middlesbrough had someone who had 20-plus goals, I think they'd certainly be in the top 2.
What do you make of the job Kieran McKenna's done to be in this position today?
Yeah, I mean, he's done a fantastic job, obviously getting them to the Premier League and then getting relegated, but hopefully they can bounce back. The squad they've got is as good as anyone's in the Championship, and I just think it's how he utilises that. But so far, it's good. But like I say, you just need to get over the line today, and he'll go down as a legend, which he probably already is, for the work he's already done. And the job will be, if they get promoted, is to keep him, because he's highly regarded throughout the football world, so they'll be keeping a hold of him if they can get promoted.
Will you be there today, Tommy?
No, I won't. Unfortunately, I'm in the northeast, so it's a bit of a trek for me. But I'll obviously be watching and praying that they can get over the line.
Well, guess what, Tommy? Big news for you today. Download the TalkSport app. You can listen to it. By the way, you can listen to it with us. Ipswich versus QPR coming up for you today at 12:30. Former Ipswich midfielder Tommy Miller, thanks for your time.
Cheers, Tommy.
Thanks very much.
Have a great day. Take care of yourself. Ipswich QPR bumper last day live on TalkSport. The build up from 11. If Ipswich win, then they will book their place back in the Premier League. Wrexham Middlesbrough is over on TalkSport 2 with ramifications for both sides. That's a 12:15 and 12:30 kickoffs from the Championship today. All of the updates here on Talk Sport. You listen to the Weekend Breakfast in partnership with Volkswagen. You listen to the Weekend Breakfast here on Talk Sport with Volkswagen Transporter, working with you, and all your odds are on the way next.
So, we'll talk Watford in a moment because you two have got a common interest in that. But let's talk Manchester United manager for a moment. Do you think Michael Carrick is a shoe-in now? Should he be a shoe-in?
Probably, yeah, probably. I think his job was to come in, settle it all down, get them playing with a bit more confidence, a bit more freedom, and I think that's exactly what he's done. And I think if you try and look at some of the alternatives, I just would struggle to see who could get a better tune out of Manchester United. They've got a good team, Man United. They've got good players. It's just about getting them out there and not worrying about the weight of playing for Manchester United, and that's what Carras has done. So I just think it's a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you do it now?
I mean, you know, their expectations at the start of the season, Sean. You know, the maximum expectation or hope would have been Champions League. So he's achieved that. What more could he have done?
Yeah, no, I agree. And you know, what Ben was saying there, I mean, you get put in the role. I mean, I got a bit of stick. I did with Keno their podcast, and I said about Amaron, I said, well, if you simplified, did a 4-4-2, I'm sure we'll win more games. And Carrick's gone in there and he has simplified it. He's got the round pegs in round holes. They've signed some really good players before he took over. But he's gone in, it seems to me, from the outside, he's gone in, simplified it. You know, brought a bit more of a structure to it, a simple structure. And I don't, well, it seems to me, Jeff, this is from the outside, by the way, I must make that clear, but it seems to me, you know, give them a framework to work from. They've got very good players anyway, and it seems to be a bit more freedom in what they're trying to do.
Hello and welcome to TalkSport Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
You know, we don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Weekend breakfast here on Talk Sport. We're in for a spicy day, the final in the EFL. And still 3 teams and a chance for getting automatic promotion. It's going to be absolutely brilliant, but we're playing a little bit of Vindaloo because...
Yeah, I was going to ask why.
Well, Instagram's newest convert, Sean Dyche, was with Jeff Stelling yesterday as co-host on Talk Sport Breakfast.
Yeah, I listened to it.
He was great, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's really good. He's funny.
It's interesting because you think Sean Dyche, I think he's quite an intimidating character. Yeah. Sitting next to him, he's just lovely. He was lovely. He really was. I know he's probably not looking for that lovely name tag or strap line, but
it might have been
great.
I'd love to have. You know, I've never talked to Sean, I don't think, but you know, the guy that managed for so long and all the sort of framework he had at a football club and the type of person he had to be when he was being interviewed, that to him now, like doing media, is a bit more fun and enjoying. He can make the most of it and tell stories that he would never have had a reporter in front of him, we would have probably told.
That's it. You're getting to see the normal man.
Yeah.
Now the kind of normal guy who's talking about his daughter saying, Dad, you need to get on social media. It's part of your job now. So he joined Instagram yesterday at Dyche Official, by the way, at Dyche Official, if you want to follow him. I think yesterday he started off the day with like 60 followers and now he's up to 10,000. So there you go. You can go follow Sean Dyche on social media. Usually it's Ray Parlour sitting here who loves a curry on a Friday.
Yeah.
So naturally we got Sean Dyche to explain his curry order.
Well, it always starts with Kingfisher or Cobra, obviously. Poppadoms, standard. Mixed platter sometimes. I do the full mixed grill kind of platter. But not for me. I mean, what I do, get it on the table. Everyone has a munch. Everyone dives in. I do like the hot ones. If I'm in the mood, which is rare because it's so hot, is a chicken tikka or a prawn naga, which is incredibly hot. Jalfrezi, still hot, but, you know, manageably hot. But now and again, you just want something a bit of flavoursome, even like something soft like a bit of chicken mixed with a bit of naga. You get that going on, and you're really on to a winner then.
Yeah.
Pilau rice I like normally on mushroom rice, garlic coriander naan, now and again a chili naan, depending on what food I'm having, onion bhaji, anything else that's on the go. I just love it on there because I do love a pint and a curry.
Oh, Sean Dyche there.
He's read the old menu.
Yeah. And he didn't even have to be asked twice. He didn't even have to think about it. Listed that off. The naga is a full-timer spicy though. Like that is.
Yeah, see, I don't have spice because I get gout with spice.
Oh,
spice. No, it does. What do you want me to lie and say? It affects me. If I have red wine or red meat, or more than anything, spice, it sets off my gout. And if you've ever had gout, I'm telling you, anyone who has it is unbelievably painful.
I remember working with you when you had it once.
Oh, don't. I remember my missus moving in bed one day and literally touching my toe, and I screamed. I literally thought someone had stabbed me in the foot.
Oh.
It was that bad. And I'd had the 3. I'd had red wine, meat, and I'd had spice. And it was literally, I was driving home in the car, and I remember thinking, I say red wine. I was coming back, but I'd only had a little bit, and I'm driving back, and I felt fine, and I could feel my toe suddenly changing. I was thinking, oh no, I can feel it.
Gouty.
But the red meat is as bad, but the spice is the one that always gets me.
Welcome to gout sport.
Yeah.
Oh no. See, when you think of gout, because I had it once, and I think it sounds like something that grows.
Toes or knee or ankle?
I had it in my toe.
Toes, yeah, it's most common.
And it was painful, like you say, even like the sheet or the cover touching it. It's like...
Well, it's inflammation of the joint, really. And it's incredibly painful.
Worse than childbirth. I'm joking, it's not. Obviously, it's not. You'll be fine, Cass. There we go. We go from Sean Dyche's curry order to gout. Time now to get the latest odds with Coral.
The Coral Daily Download on TalkSport with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Simon Clare is with us this morning. Where to start? Have you ever had gout? What'd you order for your curry?
No. I've never had gout. I have known somebody who's had gout, and he does, like you've just said it's the worst pain in history. So, but no, I'm afraid after the medical bulletin with Cass, it's now the betting bulletin with Simon Clare. So,
just as painful.
Oh, touche, Cascarino.
Come on, Simon. We've got this final day, especially in the Championship. Permutations and prices, please.
Yeah, well, let's keep it simple. Ipswich 2-9 to get that all-important automatic promotion. It's in their hands. It's 3-1 Millwall, 25 Borough. They need both Ipswich and Millwall to slip up. And Ipswich go to home to QPR. They're 100-30 on. Heavy favourites against QPR side, which I always careful to say this, have nothing to play for, because Cass normally at this point says, I never went out on a pitch feeling I had nothing to play for. But you know what I mean, Cass? Do you think QPR, the players, would be up for the fact they can impact on the title by stopping Ipswich? How do you see this?
Well, the only thing I'm a little bit concerned for is, and nothing against the younger player, but the manager might look at a few younger players in the final game.
Yeah,
they just do. But look, they're still professional footballers, and they've still got a point to prove. So they'll go out there and try and make it as difficult as they can.
Yeah,
you know
exactly. And then you got Millwall, who had 2-5 against Oxford, relegated again. I suppose players playing for keeping renewing their contracts or maybe moves next year. So Oxford will want to put up a performance at the Den. And then it comes to the Borough game. Now, that, of course, then has crucial implications for the playoffs because they're playing Wrexham. And Wrexham have not only got a win, and they're 13-8 to win. This is the tightest game in ways. It's 13-8 Borough, favourites at 6-4, been fine form. 5-2 the draw. And Wrexham also have to have half an eye on the goals being scored because goal difference could be crucial between them and Hull. Mm-hmm. And in fact, Hull are actually favourites to get the playoffs. They're 6-5 to finish in the top six. It's 11-8 Wrexham and then Derby at 7-2. And Hull are playing Norwich. They're 10-11 to beat Norwich to get the 3 points and then score as many goals as they can. And Derby are 5-6 against Sheffield United, but they've got a hope that both Wrexham and Hull slip up. So, so interesting. So interesting.
I mean, what a way to go out in the final day. It's absolutely brilliant. Taking a look at the Premier League then tonight, Arsenal Fulham. What's the bets on Arsenal being 6 points clear ahead of City's next game?
Going to be tough again. I mean, look, they're at home, but the last home league game they lost to. Two late games ago they lost to Bournemouth. They scrambled home in many ways against Newcastle, and Fulham have plenty to play for. That the permutations of European places for 6th and 7th, I think it's even possible 8th, mean that Fulham are in 10th place. But they're only 2 points off Brighton in 6th. They've got loads to play for. They're 6-1 to win, 7-2 the draw. I'm hoping Arsenal can get those 3 points. They're 4-9 to do so, Shebahn. And then we'll be all eyes on Man City on Monday against Everton. But yeah, let's cross fingers, at least us Gunners, that we can get the 3 points somehow.
Thinking of you,
Simon, there's racing everywhere today. The big one is Newmarket, 2,000 guineas, but there's loads of meetings, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's great. So we got the Punchtown. It's the final day. I was down there on Wednesday and Thursday. Brilliant couple of days in Ireland, and they've got huge. There'll be 40,000 people there at Punchtown today for the Mayor's Hurdle. But it's the 2,000 guineas at Newmarket, which racing really will be focused on. And the Gustad, Aidan O'Brien, I think he's won 2,000 guineas or something like that. He's the favourite for Aidan O'Brien, the mighty team. But Bo Echo, trained by George Bowie, an up-and-coming young trainer from Newmarket. He's the second favourite at 7-2, and he's got a real chance. He's unbeaten. And again, that's the first classic of the season. All eyes on that. And then there's even the Kentucky Derby over in America in Churchill Downs, which will be all on Sky Sports Racing and Racing UK tonight. So loads of racing to go today. But yeah, 2,000 guineas, the real feature, up at Newmarket. I mean, it looks like it's going to be set fair for a lovely day. So yeah, we can enjoy the racing and then settle down for the Arsenal-Fulham game later.
Yes, and what a day in the EFL it is. Simon Clare, we love you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers, Simon.
That was a look at the latest odds with Coral. 18+ begambleaware.org. Please gamble responsibly.
The Coral Daily Download on TalkSport with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18+ gambleaware.org.
Hang about. Not only the final day in the EFL Premier League action today, TalkSport YouTube this weekend is where you can be. 10 o'clock today all week. You can watch the ITTF World Team Table Tennis Championships finals. That's live from London. We've got that on the YouTube channel right after TalkSport Fight Night. PFL brings the Professional Fighters League to the Sanford, Pentagon and Sioux Falls. That's live on the YouTube channel. TalkSport Boxing card from 3 a.m. in the morning. And then also tonight, 7 p.m, you can watch Al Hazem versus second place Al Hilal in the Roshan Saudi League. All on TalkSport's YouTube channel. You're welcome. Coming up next, former West Ham boss Alan Pardew will be with us to look ahead to the weekend's action. You listen to Breakfast, Weekend Breakfast on TalkSport.
Hey, Tracey, how are you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Love it to see you. You look great today. If you don't mind
you
me
as
saying.
well, you know.
That's very kind of you.
We've got the same stylist.
Have you?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
We're part of an agency, which is something, you know.
Yeah, we were very close to wearing the same.
Were you?
Yeah.
I was going to wear that. No, I was going to wear that. And instead of my hair like this, I was going to do my hair like that.
I was going to do my hair like that as well.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Good. Are you good? Are you well?
Yeah, I'm chilling, man. I'm very well.
Is that your own little brand then?
I wish it was my brand.
Oh,
This is
okay.
Adidas.
Why is it double Adidas?
Oh, it's a secret, special Adidas.
Can I get them? Can normal people
Yeah,
get
of course,
them?
normal people. Hear this guy, man.
Yeah.
No, I didn't mean me. I mean other people listening.
Oh, sorry. Cheeky.
What have you been up to? Last time we saw you was about 2 weeks
chilling.
ago.
Today, I went by the Adidas office, got some bits, got some clobber, so I can look good for you lot.
Can we do that?
Of course you can.
How do we do that?
Of course you can. I'll put you in touch with a guy. I know a guy.
That's nice.
And then, came to see you guys, and I got a song dropping after this, so busy day.
Oh, after this?
Yeah.
Literally, after this is aired, the song will come out an hour after this.
Why is it not being aired on this
Why
show?
can't we play it?
Yeah.
Boys, listen. We can text each other unreleased songs and we'll do all that. You know what I'm saying? You get the first preview. Yeah, but next time, definitely next time.
No. You listen. We want it on our show. Has one network got it, the first play of it?
No, they don't. I don't know who has it actually, to be honest.
Have you got it on your phone?
I do have it on my phone.
Can we play it?
It might be some profanity in there, so I don't want to get you in trouble.
Joe's fine.
Right, you like the name of the song though? The song's called Charisma.
Oh, I like that.
Has you read about me?
Charisma the footballer.
Oh,
that's the one.
We make charisma.
No, because then it would be charisma.
You know the Travella, you know the...
Yeah, on the outside of the boot.
Yeah, rude.
Wow.
How are you doing this morning? It's the weekend breakfast here on TalkSport. My name's Shebahn Aherne. Former Villa and Celtic striker Tony Cascarino is with you. It's a massive day ahead in the EFL, the final day to look ahead to, and we are with you every step of the way. Here's what's coming up on TalkSport today. Straight after us, Max Rushton and Charlie Baker bring you the warm-up from 9 o'clock, and then it's all the coverage from the last day of the champ starting from 11 o'clock. We've got Ipswich versus QPR on TalkSport at 12:30, and then Wrexham Middlesbrough is over on TalkSport 2. Cass is going to be at the Den for Millwall's game against Oxford. 3 teams still looking to take second place today. Love it. Adrian Durham brings you all of the goals as they go in from the Prem and beyond. Game Day Live is here from 2:30. Exeter versus Bradford is on TalkSport 2 from 3 o'clock, and then it's the Game Day phone-in with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. That's at 5:30. They'll be building up to the Arsenal Fulham game. All of the updates coming from that game at the Emirates as well on Game Day phone-in. Ollie Klink is in for Rory Jennings at 7:30, and the day rounds off with Fight Night at 9 o'clock. Download the TalkSport app, take us anywhere with you, and also if you're getting yourself up and about for the football this weekend, don't forget to download and listen to the TalkSport Daily podcast. So it's Ollie Klink and Danny Murphy, and they're looking at the futures of Manchester United and Liverpool. They ask whether whether Michael Carrick has done enough to secure the job long term. Plus, Danny shares his life-changing stories of scoring the winner at Old Trafford 3 times. Here's Danny on Michael Carrick.
Do you feel he has done enough to prove he deserves that job full time?
I do, actually, yeah. And I do understand the scepticism around repeating past behaviours with Solskjaer, for example. But he carries himself so well. He's so calm. He's measured, Michael. And, he's a good lad. He's got his head screwed on. There's no ego there. I think he represents the club in the right way. I think when he speaks, you kind of think, yep, that makes sense. And ultimately, you judge it on the football on the pitch. They're playing so much good football. They look free. They look like they're on board with the manager's ideas. They look like they're playing for him. Even the lads who come off the bench seem to be contributing. And that's not an easy thing to do at a big club. So, look, anyone United bring in, whether they're more established or experienced, is a risk. Because there's a lot of work to do. And they're competing with City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea. It's never easy. But when it's going so well, it seems crazy to break it and start again. I'd be surprised if he wasn't in the job the start of next season.
I agree with Danny Murphy on that. I feel it is his job.
Yeah, I absolutely. You can't deny that Michael Carrick has done an exceptional job since the day he signed for come back to the club, and the way they've played as well. Okay, they haven't been scintillating, but they've been very effective, efficient, and it feels like a new team in many respects.
Mm-hmm. And a point tomorrow against Liverpool means Champions League football next season. And that's the thing, we were having this conversation yesterday, that reportedly the hierarchy at Manchester United don't want to do what they did with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because there's that rush for him to get the job and that clamour for him to get it because he'd done so well, that they make that mistake again. But they're totally different situations, totally different.
Well, Ole didn't do that bad either.
And Ole did a good job.
Management is tough.
But like United were on the floor then.
Yeah,
like now
he
they
picked
were
them up
on the floor, and Carrick's really picked them up. So we'll see what happens. By the way, Man United Liverpool, the updates on Game Day live tomorrow here on TalkSport. It's high stakes London derby at the G-Tech Community Stadium today. Brentford look to keep their European dreams alive. They face a revitalised West Ham side fuelled by a dramatic last gasp winner against Everton last weekend. So ahead of the game, West Ham boss Nuno Espirito Santo says his side's team spirit will be crucial in their relegation run-in.
The results have helped a lot in terms of atmosphere, and no matter what, we have to stick together. We've been through tough moments. And possibly the smiles were not there, but the respect was present every day, and realizing that it's up to us to change things, and we've been able to slowly change. And like you said, the players have a smile on their faces, which makes everything easier in terms of trying to implement the ideas that we want.
There, former West Ham, Newcastle and Palace manager Alan Pardew is with us now to look ahead to this game. Good morning to you, Alan. Good to hear from you.
Alan?
Morning, folks. You good?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're really good, Alan. Alan, it's a strange one because Brentford are taking on West Ham, where Brentford haven't won a game since the end of February, and West Ham have certainly of late have looked like a really different side.
Yeah, I mean, West Ham have, that result last weekend was massive for them. When you look at the league table, probably 2 wins will be enough from the games that are left. So this is a great opportunity for them. It's not a historically great ground for them. The last 4 times, I think it's been three defeats and a draw. So it's not a happy hunting ground, but they're in great form. And Tony, that momentum when the group are together and you've got that belief, it can really drive you on. And I think it'll be a cracking game this afternoon. I can't wait.
Yeah, the big surprise for me, Alan, is that, we know that Bowen, Somerville, Castellanos, they've all come in and they're all players that can deliver for them now. But the big surprise to me is how well the partnership at the centre-half position, Mavropanos and Disasi, how well they've defended.
Disasi's been a revelation since he's come to West Ham. And I think he's brought a kind of an aggression to that back four that was lacking. Their kind of intensity has gone up a level, and that's massively important when you're fighting for your lives. Set plays is quite dominant, and I think he's brought the other fella to life.
Yeah.
In that midfield, they have a nice balance. They got a bit of flair, and certainly in Somerville. I watched them at Palace, and Somerville didn't have his greatest game, but he's such a threat. You've got to kind of get across to double up with him, stop him getting into his stride. And so he gives a problem for the opposition. I do think, obviously, Brentford at home, set plays there, particularly strong, and West Ham really need to cover that today. If they can cover Brentford at set plays, long throws, etc., they've got a great opportunity.
Tell us, Alan, how you feel. You've been in this position as a manager where you've, had these really big games, relegation battles, and selecting your team because a lot of people just say select your main characters, your guys that are going to give you absolutely everything, which is obviously a valid point. But you also want the technical guys to make the difference in matches like this.
Yeah, I think psychologically, you have to get the balance just right, because these games, you can get overhyped, Tone. You've seen it yourself when players don't play their normal way because they're just so kind of up for it. Yeah. So you've got to get the balance right. I think that's important in your selection, and also in the dressing room, that you get the right people saying the right things, because as you quite rightly point out, if those flair players don't have that kind of assurance and calmness about them. You talked about Michael Carrick earlier. I had Michael in some really massive games. I mean, Michael looked like he was just going to go to the cinema with his kids. That's the temperament of him. Yeah, so, that's always nice to have in the team. But you can't get away from the fact that that group, the fight in them is very, very important. So there is a balance between getting that right.
And keeping out the noise as well, Alan, because there's a lot of focus on West Ham and this relegation, this dogfight that they're in. How do you block out that noise and make sure they can just focus on what's on the pitch?
I think when you get to the game day, I don't think that's a problem. I think that noise is more of an issue before and after the game. And you can worry and you get yourself in a bit of a tiz. But I think on game day, usually you can put that to one side. I expect West Ham to be in a very, very good mood for this game because of the result last week. The fans will be up for it. I do fancy them, actually, to get something.
Oh, really?
And with Spurs at Aston Villa, it could be a crucial weekend.
Do you miss it, Alan? That sort of mindset of being in that dressing room and trying to map it all out for your team. Do you miss all that?
Yeah, there's lots of parts of management that you miss when you've been put to one side, which I have to a degree. But I see, it's interesting always when I go to Premier League games, when we talk about the quality of the teams, etc., and the changing of the tactics, it doesn't really change too much, And I think we're all a little bit disappointed with the quality we've seen this year. A little bit of negative play in terms of passive passing. So there are things that irritate me about where the Premier League is right now. But, do I miss it? Yeah, some days I do. But I actually enjoy the co-commentaries and with TalkSport, great company. And I've enjoyed it, my time here.
Yeah, we've enjoyed having you as well. Just while we've got you as well, Alan, Eddie Howe, where do you stand on the situation with him? Newcastle have Brighton today at 3:00.
You said Newcastle scratched my head. Did you see that? Yeah. I was just like one of those psychological things. I feel for Eddie because I know the pressure up there is so immense when they assume they should be doing better. They've had this tough European campaign and it's not paid off from the new signings, haven't gelled particularly well, particularly the offensive ones. It looks like it's got to break the team up. And I hope that that big meeting they had this week in Stately Home up there, that they've kind of gone to Eddie, look, we're with you. We'll get you through this sort of transitional period, because it does look like, Tonali or Gomares will have to go, and there's going to be a change round. But Eddie knows the market. When I say he knows the market, he knows the Championship very well. There's some great players in the Championship still that you can pick up for 20 million. So, even if the finances are not there for Newcastle, I think he'd be much better set for them than a foreign manager coming in from, say, the Bundesliga or League One in France or something that really need a lot of catching up with in terms of the recruitment.
Okay, so you're at Brentford, West Ham today for TalkSport, all part of GameDay Live. So we'll hear from you then, Alan.
Thanks, guys. Have a lovely day.
Yeah, cheers, Alan. Thank you.
Don't be taking that far throw with you, Alan. You won't need it today. It's nice and warm. Alan Pardew.
No, lovely. Thank you.
Former Premier League manager of the season. He's alongside Alex Crook today, all part of GameDay Live at 2:30 from Brentford. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on TalkSport in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more. Coming up next, a little bit of Cascarino.
Sam and Jordan singing your praises. That's
Yeah,
nice. He
very
doesn't
nice.
do that with many people, mate. He really doesn't.
I always have a little spar. Have a little sparring match.
Look, I mean, Burnley have got to have a great chance of bouncing straight back next season again. And at the moment, the bookies have got Steven Gerrard and Craig Bellamy both in the frame. What are your thoughts?
Well, Craig Bellamy obviously worked under Vincent Company there, so he'll know the people involved and, you know, the ownership and the likes and the feel of the club. Stevie G, I mean, look, you know, does he want to go back in at that level? Does he want to? I mean, it's only an hour and a quarter from where he's from. I mean, if you're going to do it like Frank has at Coventry, go into a good concern, and that is a good concern. There's no, I mean, I question the idea of doing the same model and it not working, but that doesn't mean that in the Championship they've got it wrong. Because let's face it, they've gone straight back up again. So I do think there'll be money available. I do think they'll retain some good players there. Certainly, with all due respect, Championship players who know the Championship, who can do the job in the Championship. And they might bounce back stronger. So I get why that would be an attractive proposition for Stevie G. I know he's a world famous player and stuff, but he's up and down with the management thing. Been over in Qatar, obviously. A lot made of that. Comes back. Is he ready to go again? And a good platform for him, I feel. I'm bound to say that. I'm biased towards Burnley, of course, from my time there. But I do think it's a good club, a really, really good fan base. I don't think the fans are carried away with it. Well, they certainly weren't.
Hello and welcome to TalkSport Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Good morning, Weekend Breakfast here on TalkSport. We're getting closer to the final day of the EFL. Well, it is today, but 12:30 it all gets underway in the Championship. Still 3 teams could take automatic promotion second spot, which is absolutely incredible. That's why we're playing Neo Closer.
Yeah.
Get closer.
Closer,
Get
yeah.
it. You get it. You get it.
Oh, this song, would this be about round 2012?
I think you might be right. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember listening to this quite a lot.
He had so many tunes, didn't he?
He had an album that was really...
He's the one with the 5 birds.
Oh, is he?
That's him. That's Big Neo, big time Charlie. Many girlfriends at the same time.
5 birds.
I had 5 bird Neo. I think it might be 4 birds. I've added one on. He might have 5.
Fair play to him.
I don't think you're allowed to say birds anymore. I think it's offensive. 5.
No, I know. You've just said it.
I can't say it anymore, honestly. Some of your headlines this morning: McLaren's Lando Norris became the first driver to beat a Mercedes in qualifying this year with the sprint pole at the Miami Grand Prix. By the way, WSL2, it's the final day today. Just we're talking about the championship, the women's championship, now known as WSL2, is a cracker as well today, Cass. So Charlton and Birmingham, whoever wins that game will win the league. Right. However, Crystal Palace against Portsmouth, if Charlton and Birmingham get a draw and Palace win, Palace will win the league. And they'll go up to the WSL.
And your sister's at Palace?
She's at Palace, so good luck to Palace today. Charlton and Birmingham, if they get the draw, and Palace win against Portsmouth, Palace will go up.
Right. So you're hoping for a draw first and foremost?
Yeah, I guess so.
In the other game?
Guess
okay.
So. Guess so. Also, Talk Sports Motor Racing, John Jackson, our correspondent, is covering not one but 2 motorsports events this weekend. The Formula E in Berlin and the F1's return in Miami. Here's the main man, John Jackson.
Good morning. Yeah, I'm here in Berlin. It's 26 degrees today. The sun is shining already. I wasn't expecting this at all. I actually brought a cagoule for this weekend. I think that's because I'm British. And we're here for Formula E. It's the double-header weekend in Berlin. It's always a huge one, a sellout crowd. It's been a public holiday here in Germany. So we've got a race today and a race tomorrow. And that is 3 p.m. today, 3 p.m. tomorrow. And you can catch both of those on the TalkSport Driving YouTube channel. Well, over in Miami, Florida, Formula One is back after 5 weeks. We obviously had Bahrain and Saudi Arabia cancelled, which means the teams have had even longer to get their cars in good shape. So it's kind of a story of upgrades and weather warnings when it comes to Formula One. The upgrades, most teams have brought huge upgrades to their cars. They've had plenty of weeks off to be working and refining things. But Aston Martin have brought no upgrades at all. And in qualifying for the sprint race yesterday, they were slower than an F2 car, which is not a good look for Aston Martin. The good news is, if you're a McLaren fan, they are on pole position with Lando Norris and actually third with Oscar Piastri with Kimi Antonelli in the middle. Lando was 0.2 quicker than the Mercedes of Kimi Antonelli, which means that their 11 or so upgrades, which is basically a new car, have obviously made a huge difference. So I think we're going to see a more competitive weekend. They use the Mercedes engines, which are the strongest, so you'd think that actually maybe Mercedes and Aston Martin might be having a good battle, with Ferrari, of course, in the mix as well. They've been very good this year. And I mentioned weather warnings. The race is due to start tomorrow at around about 9 p.m. UK time. However, there are severe weather warnings for thunderstorms in Florida, so it's likely they'll bring it earlier. So it could be around 5 p.m. the race will start. So if you're looking out for that, just a word of warning there. But we have the sprint race later today, then qualifying, and it's going to be a huge weekend. So you'll catch updates on TalkSport. And of course, if you want to listen to live motorsport on the TalkSport network, check out Formula E, 3 p.m. today, 3 p.m. tomorrow. You can catch that on the TalkSport Driving YouTube channel, with loads of other stuff behind the scenes and an exclusive interview with Mark Webber, who's Oscar Piastri's manager, coming tomorrow.
Ooh, nice. John Jackson across the Miami Grand Prix. More on the website as well, talksport.com. The other team in with a chance of automatic promotion this afternoon is Middlesbrough. So they need to defeat Wrexham at the racecourse and hope that Ipswich and Millwall lose at home. Unlikely, but obviously this is the Championship. Anything can happen. Should they lose, they are still guaranteed a playoff place. So all is not lost. Former Middlesbrough midfielder Craig Hignett is with us now. Good morning, Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Morning. Good morning.
Yeah, Craig, we've been a bit biased this morning.
We have.
We with Millwall, we've had an Ipswich, obviously, conversation as well. So with you now, what do you like about your Middlesbrough team? And look, it's a hard one because you're waiting on 2 results more than 1.
Yeah, it is. It's unlikely, but listen, we've seen it happen. You know, it's not. We're not looking for a miracle. We're looking for 2 teams to draw a game, which could happen. But Middlesbrough, I think, have got the hardest one of the 3. You know, they're playing a Wrexham side who are desperate for the win themselves to get into the playoffs. But it's not beyond Borough. I've really enjoyed watching Borough play this season, especially since Kim's come in. The football has been brilliant. Where they've let themselves down is they haven't scored enough goals from the chances they create. They create some unbelievable chances, but haven't been clinical enough throughout the season. And then they had a run of 7 home games where they didn't win one. and that's cost them automatic, really.
Well, it was quite incredible. When I went up to Middlesbrough with Millwall and watched the game, I couldn't believe everybody you spoke to said the same thing. If we had a clinical finisher, we'd have already been promoted. That's how they were talking. And it's been the common theme, not just from fans, but people who work in the game. It's literally, that is the missing golden gem that Middlesbrough haven't had.
Cass, it's been unbelievable. Sometimes teams come and they'll sit a low block and people will say, they struggle to break a low block down. They haven't struggled to break anyone down. They've created chance after chance. And I bet you their conversion rate, if you look at it over the season, is one of the poorest in the league. They have so many shots, so many chances. They just haven't had that one goal scorer. I mean, Morgan Whittaker scored 14, but he scored 3 in his last 2 games after coming back from injury. He's the only one. You know, Tommy Conway, I think, is just in double figures, but he's got 3 or 4 penalties in that.
Yeah,
and they just haven't had a striker who's been clinical all season.
Yeah, the boy Hackney's a player as well, and you've missed him towards the end as well, hasn't he? Because he's had injury.
Yeah, it's been a big blow because he's had a great season, Hayden. Wonderful player. Borough have missed him. I don't think he's going to be fit for the playoffs. No. He's going to be touch and go for that. So he's a huge loss for them because he does make them tick. He makes things happen for them as well. But it's just been a really frustrating season. But if you asked any Borough fan at the start of it, would you take a playoff spot before the ball's kicked? Every single one of them would have said yeah. So there's plenty to play for, even if today doesn't go their way.
Yeah, well said. Craig, listen, thank you so much for your time this morning. Enjoy today. We hope it goes your way. I mean, lots of teams hoping that themselves. That's very true.
Now, Millwall got to do their thing, Craig, as we know. Millwall got to do their thing, and whatever happens apart from that.
It's brilliant
Good
advert,
luck.
isn't it, Craig, for the champ, as ever. Craig Hignett, thank you so much for your time.
Cheers, Craig.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Former League Cup winner there, Craig Hignett. Yeah, lots lying on today, the final day of the Championship. So it's all in Ipswich's hands. They need to beat QPR to ensure they get second. If they slip up, Millwall will be in there. Also, Borough in there as well. It is absolutely magic. Looking forward to today. Cass, have yourself a wonderful day. Enjoy Millwall. Fingers crossed for you.
Yes, I'll see you tomorrow morning.
We're back from 6 o'clock. Stay with us here on TalkSport today. 12:30, Ipswich versus QPR in the Championship. And then, of course, all of the action as it happens on GameDay Live. Coming up next, it's the warm-up with Max Rushton and Charlie Baker. Bye.
Waiting just for you. It's a special place.
Frank, I want to move on to a player that you give his debut for Chelsea, Reece James. How important is he for Chelsea? And also,